last night after we went to bed. I think you were already asleep, but Bella was yelling and running around like a crazy cat. And not just like chirping. She was full on as she chased things that I could not see. Like a wild thing.
Luna's getting very good at hunting leaves and bugs.
Oh, that's very good. She is a huntress.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hi, Max. You're a dog.
Hi, everybody.
You're also a dog.
Me?
What?
Woof, woof.
Lilia? I tried opening whiteboard, but it didn't work.
Try it again.
Okay.
It's working for me.
Okay. It was just a white screen.
For me, it like loaded for a little bit longer than normal, but then it loaded in.
I'm in too.
BRB. Still waiting on Yancey anyway. Is Steven gonna join the call?
Yeah.
Cool.
She has to figure out where she wants to sit.
Sit.
Uh-oh. Did I mess it up? It's not working. Oh, there it is. Heather. Hold space while in select mode. Ah, there we go. I'm going to create bonfire. That's Steven. She is here.
I still haven't finished that one.
What?
I haven't finished my hero. Zach and I both haven't finished My Hero Academia.
I won't spoil anything since I've read the manga.
Ooh.
Because there's a lot happening right now.
Oh my goodness. I can only imagine. Ooh, oh, that's a dirty sock. I'm doing laundry and some of my stuff fell on the floor, but I have dirty laundry on the floor too. So I have to weed out the good and the bad.
Guess you gotta wash everything again.
I'm too lazy. I don't want to do that. This stuff has been clean for a while. It's fine. Just want stuff in my drawers again.
Does anybody remember their initiative from last week or last time we played? Because I definitely didn't write it down.
No, I don't remember at all.
They would do our rolls.
We can always reroll.
No.
I just rerolled for all the bad guys, so. If you don't remember or don't like your roll from last week, you can re-roll.
I will re-roll because I probably didn't like it. Let's be honest.
Goodbye, Jose. Oh, hello. Hi, Yancey.
Yeah, I
Hi. Sorry.
Were you sleeping?
Yeah.
No, I was actually hanging out with Michelle. She came by for a little bit.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Liam and I are part of her bridal party.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah,
Wait, when does she have a date for the wedding now?
she does.
Nice.
What is it?
It's next year. 23-23. 9/23/23.
Oh, wait, so September 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is around the time my parents got married, too.
Aw.
I think they were the 24th or the 25th.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, it's a good time. I mean, it's still warm.
Yeah, fall wedding. It's gonna be a good time.
Definitely.
Ouch.
Okay. I re-rolled initiative. Let me know when you want it, Zach.
Yeah, I'll take it, bro.
23.
How?
I'm rolling now.
Oh, okay, cool.
Anybody else have initiative for me?
Mm-hmm.
Got 19.
19 total
Yeah.
for Mr. Dex.
No.
So, because I don't got, you guys keep track of your health. You guys can do that, I'm sure.
I can do that. Crazy.
I gotta keep track of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 healths.
Small army.
Yes. I am the bunny army.
I don't know. Maybe you should just make it easy on yourself and I don't know, have maybe half of them, right? That'd be pretty. Just for you, Zach.
I heard
Wait,
double.
Wildfire
okay, I'm gonna
Fred has
copy and
more
paste
health
them.
than me.
You get double now.
I have a question. Do I have to roll initiative for Wildfire Fred, or does he just take his turn with me?
So Wildfire Fred, you have to use him right now.
Yeah.
Since you have not used him, he's normal Fred.
Right.
In which case he would he can roll initiative. So Fred can and should roll initiative, unless Fred / you don't want Fred to fight.
Can I Wildfire him in the middle of battle?
Let me see. So your summon Wildfire Spirit is your feature. Let's see what it says.
Yeah.
You can summon the Primal Spirit bound to your soul. As an action, you can expend one of your wild shape features to summon one Wildfire Spirit. The spirit appears, blah, 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 blah. And people take damage when he appears. The spirit is friendly to you or your companions and obeys you. In combat, the spirit shares your initiative count, but it takes its turn immediately after yours. So you would be 19 and he would be like 18.9.
Okay.
The only action it takes on its turn is the dodge action, unless you take a bonus action or your turn to command it to take another action. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you have to use part of your turn to tell him to do something.
Yeah.
If you don't use if you use your bonus action to do something else, like cast a spell that's a bonus action, and you use your action to, attack with your staff or something. Do you have a sword? What do you have? Do you have a knife? Dagger?
I have.
You got a dagger.
I have dagger.
So if you attacked with your dagger and then cast a bonus action spell, then Wildfire Fred could only take the dodge action. But if you for that turn.
Yeah. That checks out.
But if you use your bonus action to command it to do something, then it can do one of the things on its stat block, or some other action. That makes sense. Like if you wanted him to run and pick up an object or something. If you guys were in a fight where you needed to secure the magic stone, it's feasible that you could tell Fred to go, and it fell off the bridge. You could tell Fred to go and pick it up or something.
Yeah.
And he does last for 1 hour, or until reduced to 0 hit points. So he'll last plenty through the combat. And that's one of those things where if you know you're coming up onto combat, you can cast it early and heal, so you don't have to waste your action on your first turn. On your first turn.
Bless you.
Thank you. So I will put Fred in also at 19. Just
Bless you.
I need Daldrid, did you give me initiative yet?
Probably not, because I'm ashamed.
I'll take it.
Got a 2.
2 total?
Oh,
Yes.
no.
It's
Because
okay.
my initiative is +0.
That's okay. Someone's got to be there.
That's true.
You get to see everything happen, and then you get to move. It's
I mean, that is a strategy.
And Chipperino, you got an initiative for me, bud?
Yeah, 14 plus 4.
That's 18. You go
That's
right
pretty good.
after Fred. Fred's
Nice.
faster than you today.
We're just both little guys.
Yeah, you're just little guys, and one of you wants to eat the other.
Yeah. No telling which one wants to eat which.
Okay, everybody ready to start?
Yeah.
You got green, red, yellow, blue, orange, pink, cyan, and gold.
Yeah, we'll go over it. It's just to identify if 2 are close to each other. It's not like I want to attack that one. It's like
That makes
an
sense.
attack red dot or blue dot. So we'll do a quick last time. What'd you guys do? Does anybody remember what you guys did last time?
Yeah.
We found a raft.
You spoke briefly with Sir Talabar and then walked to Telemy Hill.
Mhm.
Did you do stilt walkers at that time while you were walking?
No,
to Telemy
we
Hill?
only saw the hobgoblins on the stilts.
Yeah, so you saw the hobgoblins on your way to Telemy Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got that right. You got to Telemy Hill, you spoke with the trees, you climbed up Telemy Hill and met Jingle Jangle. You guys became friends. Catseye shared his candy and a potato. You guys shared food and with Jingle Jangle, and she let you stay there for the night. During your stay, she exchanged some information to you guys mostly about the Briggands, but about some other information about Hither as well, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys learned about Clapperclaw. You guys learned a little bit about Briggands Tollway, the place you're at now. And you learned about the courtesy rules of Prismere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You spent the night, got your long rest. You woke up in the morning, and you set off towards Briggands Tollway to maybe teach those rabbits a lesson and maybe get the truffles back for Jingle Jangle. I believe on the way you did Stream of Visions. You came upon the Stream of Visions, is that right?
Yes.
Yep, that's right.
Do you guys remember who saw what? Did you guys remember what you guys saw?
I have it written down.
I do not remember what I saw.
Catseye, what did you see?
I saw a tall, thin figure in a black cloak climbing up a staircase to a ramshackle house on stilts. Then their shadow detached from them, crawled through the window.
Yep, that checks out. Chip, did you look into the stream?
I did, but I don't remember, and I don't think I wrote it down.
I know someone. I know Fred looked into the stream.
I have what Chip saw.
I'll write it down this time.
You saw a lady in crimson chopping meat in a kitchen.
A short, mean-looking old woman wearing a crimson cap, a leather apron, and iron boots uses a cleaver to chop meat in a drab kitchen.
Get that.
Daldrid, did you look in the stream?
I did. I vaguely remember something about another river
Yeah.
because we were like, we have to go this way now. But I
Daldrid
don't
was
remember.
first. She saw Bavlorna, or I think we assumed it was Bavlorna, bathing in a pool with her miniature versions of her pouring more water over her, like in a bath.
Yep, a hag with toad-like features relaxes in a pool of water, while miniature versions of her ladle the water and pour it over her head and shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure. You don't remember what you saw, Dex?
I have no idea.
I don't remember which one. I remember those three.
It was the satyr whistling,
Yep, okay.
fishing metal cage.
What's your name?
There was a metal cage dangling over something, but I don't remember what.
A satyr whistles to himself as he reclines in a metal cage that dangles off the end of a boom over a lake.
Oh.
And the chicken also saw something, but no one knows yet.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Didn't Daldrid try mentally talking?
Yes, but the chicken cannot respond mentally, so the chicken just kind of did chicken things, like scratching at the dirt and making chicken noises and walking around. And Daldrid was like, "Yes, mm-hmm."
Yeah. Basically.
Okay.
So we did stream of visions. Then you guys came upon the raft. You struggled a bit, but you were able to carry the raft until the water started picking up, which you got on the raft and were able to get to Briggands Tollway in half or a quarter of the time. Good. You guys arrived at Briggands Tollway.
Go in your bed. Come here.
Where you began to walk up the
Get up.
dog. You began to walk up the tollway before realizing that there was a hooded figure as a fifth member of your party. That's when Agden Longscarf jumped ahead, tossed off the cloak, and you saw a bright blue scarf, 15 meters long, streaming off his neck.
15 meters?
Yes, it is.
Wow, that's a long. That's long.
If he is in a square, his scarf is 3 squares behind him.
Jeez.
If I'm not mistaken, I will double check that before we get into the fight. Yeah, 15 foot long.
Okay, that's more believable.
But 15, but a square is 5 feet, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's still the 3 square thing. But I just said the wrong measurement. Yeah, Agden jumped off. You guys heard bagpipes as these 2 skiffs pulled up from outside of the mist Oh, this guy lost his thing because it's on the boat. There we go. The two skiffs pulled up. The driver and the bagpiper, along with another brigand, popped out. And one Harrigan is staying on the ship. So that's where we are. I have some music to play, and I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna tease you guys as Agden before the fight starts. But I wanted to try something. This is a little bit of an experiment. Another DM that I used to watch did something that he called martial checks. He did this because he custom designed all of his creatures with custom abilities and all that stuff. So the martial check was a way for the player characters to try to figure out the abilities and weaknesses of the creatures that they were fighting. I think it was a little bit overpowered because you got to learn like a lot about the monsters, even though maybe you wouldn't be able to see this normally. But I do like that idea of being able to figure out some information about the fight without having to like take damage. I think a lot of the times players get stuck between kind of two things. It's like, well, when you're fighting things like robbers and brigands, it's pretty self-explanatory. But if you're fighting like a creature or like a big bad person, you're either gonna rely on like previous information that you as a player have that your characters wouldn't know to try to maybe make an assumption or guess what the creature is gonna do or the abilities the creature has. And that kind of, I feel like that puts you in that puts the players and the characters in a weird spot. Or you just like go through combat and get hit and then figure it out, and then you lose health by doing that. So I'm gonna try to kind of find a good middle ground where you can learn a little bit enough to maybe help you out through some checks that you get, some free checks you get at the beginning of combat, and some optional checks you can take throughout combat. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but everybody on your first round in combat, you get a free check. So it's a D20 roll. You get to add your proficiency bonus because it's based on your proficiency as an adventurer. You can specialize the check if you would like to. For instance, if you were fighting a wizard and you wanted to see you wanted to do an Arcana check, you might learn about the wizard's magic. But if you're fighting a thief and you do an Arcana check, it can whiff if the thief doesn't have any special magical abilities about them. So even if you roll in that 20, you're not going to learn anything. You're going to learn the thief doesn't have any magical abilities. So you're more than welcome to specialize it if you're good in a particular skill. You can use. You're more than welcome to try to use any of the skills. Obviously, things like a stealth check isn't gonna help you figure out more about the person, or like I was telling you, sleight of hand. It's like if you're starting the fight next to someone, a sleight of hand check might work. But your normal stuff like history, nature, medicine, arcana, your normal things that you would kind of use in place of a perception check. You can also use a perception check if you'd like, but I'll be pretty strict if you use perception since it's a pretty standard ability. If you want to do a generic check and not rely on a particular skill, you just add your proficiency bonus. So that first check that you can make in combat for free, it's called your first look. It's based on you as an adventurer and the experiences you have and what you just first notice about a situation. Whether it be, you're a fighter, maybe you would notice kind of what items somebody has. Or maybe if one of the items is magic, or if you're like a spellcaster, you might be able to kind of identify what kind of magic magic user is using. Stuff like that. So I just want to try it out and see what we can figure out. See if it works how I expect it to. And yeah. You can also so it is a d20, so like you can roll a 1 and you're gonna learn nothing on your first look. As a bonus action, you can take a second look or a third look on other turns. If you want to keep using your economy, your action economy, to learn more about the opponents you're fighting. And second, I put little dots on all these guys, since they're all the same model, to help figure out which one is which. Agden has a different model, so he doesn't need a dot. But the ones with closed dots are Briggands, and the one with open dots are not Briggands. They are snipers.
Not Briggands.
Or what?
They are Harrington snipers.
Oh, okay.
So they are on skiffs that are still kind of down, approximately 5 feet in the water. So if you wanted to get into melee range of them, you'd have to get to a place where you could jump onto their skiff. Otherwise, you can, if you want to shoot an arrow at them, yeah, you can shoot an arrow at them. So yeah, that's where we are. Are you guys ready? Any other questions before we start?
Do we roll the look before we enter combat, or we do it on our turn?
You would do it on your first turn in combat.
Okay.
So it still allows initiative to mean something.
Gotcha.
So like Catseye, Dex, and Chip, you guys are going to be up. You guys are going to go before any of the enemies.
Nice.
Because you rolled so high, you're going to get an additional bonus, not just being able to attack first, but being able to get information first before the enemy gets to attack.
Ooh.
And Daldrid, since you rolled low, you will still be able to get information. And maybe after seeing the enemy's attack, the information you get will be more clear. Because you'll see them attack, and you'll also get your first look, and between the two of them, maybe you'll get a clearer picture of what's going on. For instance, if if someone attacks with a magic weapon, or if someone has a magic weapon, maybe the first check will just tell you guys it's a magic weapon and it deals fire damage. Whereas after he attacks with it, something will happen, and Daldrid with another check will be able to put it together, and I can tell you exactly what it does. And yeah, okay, we're ready to start. I'm excited. I have music. I have meme music. I hope you're ready for some fucking memes. Okay, as Agden, as the bagpipes were playing and the song was playing, you notice Agden moving as fast as lightning around you guys on the tollway, on the walkway. He would zip over here, jump on top of the tree, jump over behind you guys, jump over here, jump over here. He was basically taunting you guys, circling around you as the brigands filed in. From up on top of the stump, through the fog barely, you see another Harrigan take position. If you guys zoom out, you can see the one Harrigan up on the stump. And she calls out, "Yep, that's them, Agden. Them's the folks that beat us up and killed our men and took our... what was it? The fucking jar thing."
The memory
I
flash.
thought we took their memories.
Agden's face turns from kind of goofy, much more serious. So you the ones that killed my men. No way you're gonna be fast enough to kill me. And he does a little zippy zip around. And Catseye, you are first up as I'm gonna play some music.
Oh boy. Okay. Let's do that martial check then.
Yeah.
That first
Take
look
your first look. What do you see?
on Agden. Well, that's not great. That's an 8.
With an 8, you see you notice that Agden moves much faster than you or your party or any other creature you fought in combat before.
That's why we're listening to Sonic music. Okay.
Yeah, this isn't bagpipes.
Yeah, you gotta go fast. Bro, you gotta go fast. Okay?
Alright, fine. Oops, okay. Then I guess first thing I'm gonna do. I'll move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet, so I'll get right up on Acton. Can I go next to Chip?
Yeah.
Is that a safe square to be on? Okay, then I'll go right there.
Yeah. Because it's a pretty skinny walkway, I'm gonna be pretty lenient. As long as a piece of the walkway is in the square, you can be on it.
Okay.
You have my permission to lean into my square if you need to. I'm not taking up much of it.
He's got one leg on either side of Chip.
Great. Then I'm going to. What is it? 10, 15, 20. I'm going to. Hunter's Mark. The orange dot guy.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm going to throw a dart at him.
Go for it.
Which I have to do it at a disadvantage because it's past 20 feet. It's cocked. That's a nat 20.
Nice.
And that's a 5.
Oh, disadvantage.
Yeah. A 5 plus 9. 14. Does a 14 hit?
Briggands. It ties the armor class. That's a hit, isn't it?
Yeah!
Yeah, roll damage. Hunter's Mark damage.
Alright. That is 2 points. Sorry, that is 7 points from the dart. And Hunter's Mark is 1d6. 1d6. 1 from the Hunter's Mark.
Well,
So 8
Yancey,
damage total.
you hit him square between the eyes, and he falls down.
Oh no.
Dead.
They were bad people. Wait a minute. No, you guys were trying to attack us. We were defending ourselves, and we want truffles now. And that's my turn.
Yo, Jose, how do you rotate these guys? Wait. No, for real though. How the
Did you
fuck-
figure it out?
No, how do you rotate these guys?
You gotta use the corners. You gotta.
I'm just, it's just making them big.
Oh, I got this.
I was like, you are.
Oh god, you made it so big!
I put him small again.
There you go, I got it.
Okay. Oh, sweet. Thanks. He's still 100 marked. He can move that next turn, right?
Yeah.
I'll just put it above him so we can move it. That's your turn. Okay. Dex, you're up.
I'm going to move right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm gonna see if I can ice knife the pink dot.
Okay. What is it? A dice roll? Ice knife. So it's it is a spell slot. So mark off
Yep.
spell slot. And let's see. Ice knife is an attack roll. So you see if you hit him or not, regardless where the ice knife will land, it'll explode.
Oh, wait, do your looking first.
Oh yeah,
First check. First look.
it's a D20, right?
That's a D20. You can, like I said, you can specialize it if you want to specialize it, or you roll. It's D20 plus proficiency bonus.
Proficiency is +2.
Yep. Unless you want to specialize it, in which case you would just make a whatever check, like an Arcana check or a History check or something.
I will make an acrobatics check.
What?
To see how speedy Gonzalez these guys are.
Okay.
Or is that athletics?
Um,
You know what?
I'll take either, or you can do a normal one. You
Do a
can
normal
also
one.
you can target it. So you can your first look can be at Agden, or it could be at a Harrington Brigand. Just for you guys' information, you have fought Harrington Brigands before. It is the same.
I will do a. Can I do a general check on the snipers?
On the snipers, yeah, for sure.
There we go. That is an 11 plus 2.
Okay. So when you fought the Harrington Brigands before, they were armed with clubs, and after you killed the few and you kind of investigated them, they also had slings. But you see this guy, you can see him through the fog here. His club is at his waist, and he's holding up a light crossbow.
Uh-oh.
His light crossbow attack is a ranged weapon attack, +5 to hit. Light crossbow has a range of 320 feet, so it can hit pretty much anything on the battlefield. And it does 1d8 plus 3 piercing damage.
All right.
So you can continue with your turn. Action, bonus action. You wanted to ice knife, right?
Yeah, ice knife.
So roll your attack.
Where's combat? D.
I need to look
D20
up ice
plus
knife.
6.
Yep.
That's good. 12 plus 6.
12 plus 6. That's
18.
18. That'll hit. I'm just gonna look up ice knife so I don't forget.
Yeah.
You create a shard device and fling at one creature. Make a ranged spell attack. On a hit, the target takes 1d10 piercing damage. So roll your 1d10 piercing damage, and you're hitting pink, right?
Yeah.
Yep, roll your piercing damage.
It is a 7.
A 7. So he takes 7 piercing damage, and I have to make a dex save or take cold damage. Okay, pink took 7. Gonna roll some dex saves. So, not to burst your bubble, but this guy is also 5 feet down, so he's not within 5 feet of the ice knife explosion. So you'll hit pink and blue, but yellow is effectively like 7.5 feet away. So he's just outside the range. I'm gonna make 2 dex saves. Oh god. What's your spell save DC? 14?
Yeah.
Okay, the guy you hit, it kind of strikes him, and he gets thrown back a little bit. And the shard of ice, even though it pierced him very badly, he dropped to the floor. And the ice knife exploded and missed him, but hit his friend over here. Roll damage. You roll your cold damage for hitting the blue guy.
What's the cold do?
It is 2d6.
Okay. 4 plus 4, 8.
And the cold damage freezes him solid, and he falls.
Wait, blue or pink?
Blue falls. Pink is standing.
Blue falls?
Yep.
Oh, that must mean they have 8 HP.
Yeah, you did 7 to one guy, and he's up, and you did 8 to another, and he's down. So.
Nice.
You want me? Do you want me to rotate him?
Yeah, can you rotate blue for me?
There you go. I got you. There you go.
How you do it? How you do this shit? I just I'm touching the corners. I'm hovering. I'm moving him a little bit, and I'm touching to the side. I can just make him really big.
Oh shit!
Oh, he's angry now. So you marked off your spell slot for that?
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, pink guy is standing, but badly wounded, and blue guy is down. Anything else for your turn? Did Fred come with you over there?
I'm actually gonna make Fred hang out with Daldrid. I'm gonna make him go right here, right behind Daldrid. Yeah, around her head.
He's such a little small guy.
He's just a little guy.
He's just a little guy.
Now, if I summon Wildfire,
You can choose what happens. It's like a spell. Like
okay, so he doesn't damage my own teammates if I don't want him to.
the spirit appears in an unoccupied space of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of you. Each creature within 10 feet of the spirit, other than you, when it appears, must succeed on a dex saving throw against your spell save DC or take damage. So it will affect your friendly creatures, but not you.
Okay, I'll put him behind. I'll put him right here then.
But you can make him appear. So how I'm going to interpret that is either you can throw Fred that 30 feet,
Oh my god.
or you can say Fred go, and it'll be part of your turn, but he'll go that 30 feet and then pop his wildfire mode. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Normally you get to summon it, it appears out of nowhere. But since you're using Fred as a spellcasting component, you got to get Fred there, so he can.
I
throw
actually throw him like a football.
Yeah, go on.
But I'll end my turn.
Okay. I think it's Fred next. Do you want Fred to do anything?
I want Fred.
Do you want...
Action thing. He can help. Nah, he's good. He's good right
He
now.
doesn't want to help today. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, he's hanging out.
Okay, Chip, it's your turn.
Okay, I would like to grapple. I would like to move forward and grapple Mr. Scarfman.
You're gonna try to grapple Agden Longscarf.
Yes.
God, what are the grapple rules? Search
I
everywhere.
think that's a fantastic
Grapple.
idea.
When you grab a creature or wrestle with it, you can use the attack action to make a special melee attack.
Okay. One, do you want to use your first look first?
Yes, oh yeah.
What are you gonna do? Just a proficiency check?
Yeah.
Okay, roll your d20.
That is a 17.
Okay, and you're looking at +2.
Agden.
17 +2, or?
Oh yeah, 17 plus...
Your proficiency is +2.
Yeah, first 2.
Okay, so 19. That's pretty good. Agden
Destroy him.
Longscarf. Would you like to know his reaction, his bonus action, or his actions?
His reaction.
His reaction is Uncanny Dodge. Agden halves the damage that he takes from an attack that hits him. He must be able to see that attacker. So you see that Agden is very light on his feet. When you start to move towards him, he kind of naturally shifts between one foot and the other. You can tell that he's not going to be taken down so easily. In addition, because you're a Haringen, you know that Agden has the standing leap ability. Agden's long jump is up to 20 feet and his high jump is up to 10 feet, with or without a running start.
Nice.
That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'll jump on him.
Okay, your grapple. When you want to grab a creature or wrestle with it, you can use the attack action to make a special melee attack, a grapple. If you're able to make multiple attacks, blah, blah, blah. Using at least one free hand, you try to seize the target by making a grapple check. And it's a athletics contest. Wait. Strength athletics check contested by the target's athletics or acrobatics. Okay. So you're going to make an athletics check.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to flip out of your grapple.
I rolled a 16 plus 6.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Well, Agden critically failed.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
So, So you just go up there and grab him by the leg or something?
I would like to grab him by the scarf.
Okay. That is something different.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So, do you want to continue with your grapple, or do you want to retcon and try to grab his scarf?
No, I'll continue with the grapple.
Okay. So, you've grappled Agden. So you've grabbed him by his body or around the legs or something.
I'll grab his leg.
If you succeed, you subject the target to the grappled condition. The condition specifies blah, blah, blah. The grappled creature's speed becomes 0, and it can't benefit from any bonus to its speed. The condition ends if the grappler is incapacitated. The condition also ends if an effect removes a grappled creature from the reach of the grappler or grappling effect. And there is rules for breaking out of a grapple. I'm also going to look up that. I think I can just make a check on my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Escape action, escape a grapple. A grapple creature can use its action to escape. To do so, it must succeed on a strength or dexterity check contested by... Yep, okay. So, to contest you, we do the same thing. We measure our dex to see whose grapple is better. Okay, use your action to grapple Agden. Would you like to do anything else?
No, I think that's it.
You don't
I'm not trying to kill him.
You are a monk.
So I have an extra punching move ability, but I don't want to... Like, I'm not trying to kill them all. I want to just talk to him, so maybe when we figure out what to do with the rest of them, I'll still have him, and we can be like, alright, settle down now. Let's chat it out.
Okay. Sounds good. End of your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. I believe it's Agden's turn now. It's Agden Longscarf's turn.
And then Agden punched me and I died.
He's got that iron thing. That branding iron.
He does have a branding iron.
Oh, dang.
But first...
No.
So I need his character sheet. Just right here. Okay, I just gotta look up something in your character sheet real quick. Check. Yeah. Okay, there we go. So how are you grappling Agden?
I got his leg.
You're grabbing on his leg?
Yeah.
Okay.
Leg lock.
As he
Trying to kick you off.
he tried to dodge out of your leg lock, but you were too fast, and he's kind of moving around, and then he puts his hand on your head and goes, "Okay, little, get off me, kid! God!" He tries to. He's kind of like touching your head, and he's pushing on your head, and he's pushing on your body, trying to get you off. And then he's gonna try to escape a grapple. So go ahead and make an athletics check for me.
I rolled a 13 plus 6.
Yeah.
That is 19 total. I got a 21 total.
Dang!
So he is going to escape your grapple.
So close.
But that required his action. So, Pooja, he jumps out of your grapple. He's going to take a second. He's going to go back here. By moving there, he triggers an attack of opportunity from you, Chip.
I'll donkey punch him.
You may donkey punch him.
This is
See,
Ori.
I'm torn because none of them have attacked us. So while we are in initiative, they have not been
Not yet.
aggressive yet.
'Cause they
Yeah,
just
I mean, we
rolled.
just killed a bunch of their people, so I'm assuming they're aggressive now, but I also feel bad because, we came in hot.
Yeah.
Also, well, I mean, you guys rolled initiative first.
Yeah.
So who knows?
They might have come in hot had we not started off.
Yeah. I will do an unarmed strike
On Agden?
on Agden, yeah.
Okay.
Use your knee.
Go ahead and roll to attack.
That is a 17 plus 6.
That hits. Roll damage.
Uh, 3 plus 4.
That's some big damage for a punch. Okay. 7 damage on Mr. Scarfy. He walks back here to check his guy and sees that he's Dunzo.
He's just sleeping.
From here, he's going to take a long jump and land right here.
Oh boy.
And he's going to attack you, Catseye.
What?
He's going to make a branding iron attack at you.
With his bonus action?
Oh, fuck, you're right. I used my shit.
Yeah.
He's going to not do that, then.
He's like, what? No!
Oh, wait. I want to say
I'll beat you up.
Zach's just too eager to beat us all up.
Yeah, I just want to... You know what? I'm going to summon a dragon.
Oh my. Don't do that to Kim.
We've already got one dragon in one campaign. We can't have another. I can't do 2 dragons at once.
Plus the fairy dragon. That's already 2.
Oh, yeah.
True.
We've already had a dragon.
Okay. Instead of
I didn't count that.
instead of cheating, he's gonna just scurry over here. And then it's turn for some other guys. Hey, go get those guys. Oh, okay, okay, boss man. Oh, I moved the dot. They're moving in. And they're going to take some sling attacks against Chip.
Didn't kill anybody.
Yeah.
Not
You
yet.
punched the boss.
Punch their
That's
guy.
true. I did also touch his leg, which is, you know, like pretty saucy.
It is.
Does a 10 hit?
Does not.
Number 2, does a 19 hit?
Cool.
A little. Just a little bit.
That stone strikes you true on the noggin for 6 damage.
Oh. Oh no.
I think you have a lot of HP.
Does a 22 hit?
Oh my god.
Yes.
That stone strikes you in the chest for 4.
That's a hurting one.
They threw some rocks
What's your
at you.
condition?
I have 6 HP left.
No.
Well, orange can't move. Pink can move.
Yeah, come closer to me.
He's gonna hop down here and hop over here. And he's gonna sling Chip.
I've done nothing to deserve this.
21 hits. And that rock dealt 6 damage.
All right,
No.
I have fallen down. Jose, could you please turn me sideways?
There you go.
I am at a feeling bad move.
You're at a feeling bad HP. Now the snipers go. Sniper, no sniping. The first one is going to take a shot at Catseye.
We're gonna wipe.
You gotta go back to orbit. Little destiny joke for you guys. Light crossbow attack. +5. Catseye, I'm gonna say you do not have cover.
No, she's on the ground.
Does a 15 hit?
It does not.
Arrow zooms right past your head. This one, seeing the explosion of ice that happened here, coming from this general direction, is going to shoot at Mr. Dex.
Wait,
With
what?
his crossbow.
No.
Does a 15 hit Dex?
It equals.
So it hits. And that's going to be 1d8 plus 3. He fires the crossbow bolt and lodges itself in your shoulder, dealing 5 points of piercing damage.
Oh, that's not bad. At least I'm not knocked out.
Yeah, that must be nice.
If only I had true resurrection.
Oh my gosh.
Do not.
Okay. Just gotta do one more thing for these guys. Sniper. There we go. Sweet. As the arrow whizzes by you, Catseye, and the arrow strikes you, Dex, you look to where the arrows were fired, and you see no one.
Ugh.
Classic.
They're still going to be there, because that's where they last were, but they are no longer there. Finally, Daldrid, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna make that first look check.
Okay.
Can I just do it generally?
Yeah, would you like to do
Or-
it against... Would you like to make it on Agden, or would you like to specify, like, an enemy to do it on?
Do I have to?
No.
Okay. So
Not at
I'm
all.
just okay. I was just wondering. So I'm just gonna roll. No, I'll try to make this check on Agden.
Okay.
I got a 15 total.
Okay. Would you like to learn about his bonus action, his actions, or an ability?
An ability.
You already know about his standing leap. Agden also has the evasion ability. If Agden is subjected to an effect that allows him to make a dexterity saving throw, like Dex's ice knife, to take only half damage, he instead takes no damage if he succeeds on the saving throw, and only half damage if he fails. So yeah, the saving throw where you take full if you fail, you take half if you succeed. Shift that up one, so he takes none if he succeeds and half if he fails. Provided he is not incapacitated. He cannot evade if he is incapacitated. Much like Chip and Catseye, he's a fast bunny. You noticed he moved up there and all the way down there in the blink of an eye. He's in a battle stance. He's stepping nimbly on these boards. He's rocking back and forth from leg to leg. He's ready to fight, and he's good at it. He's fast.
And he knows it.
And he knows it. You get that just from the smug look on his face, you know?
The taunting, the Sonic music he's playing.
Well, it was just the first song that was Sonic music.
This is, yeah.
I did not just start Sonic OST. I just put the fucking most banger song, City Escape, on top of miscellaneous battle music.
By the way, so many kids in my class right now are obsessed with the second movie. I had one kid who's like, I'm gonna go see the second Sonic movie. And I'm like, okay. Have fun. And then they start in their own conversations about it. And they're like, I like this and I like this. And I'm like, oh my gosh. All right, nerds. 4-year-old nerds.
I thought the Sonic movie was going to be a flop, but if all the kids are loving it, then I guess it's not.
Well, they're also 4. They love anything. They love anything fast, and they're all boys.
Oh,
they love blue.
They gotta go fast. I get it now.
Yeah. They think everything is a cheetah. Like, they like fast things. It's a struggle, guys. I'm trying to teach them about animals. Everything is a cheetah.
Slow cheetah, big cheetah, water cheetah.
Yeah.
Daldrid, what are you gonna do?
Okay, so, well, guys, I don't want to lose our good friend, because We love our Chip. Oh my gosh, what did I just do? I'm sorry. Okay.
She punched Chip and he died.
I know. So I'm gonna just go up to Chip and I'm gonna use Bear Dying.
As you get up to Chip, you notice that Chip is not dying. Chip is stable.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. So
Even though the attacks that hit Chip were ranged, they were made in a way to not be deadly.
Oh, thank
Chip
God.
is stable at 0 HP.
Okay, cool. Then I can do my my first plan, which was I noticed a little pink dot man got hit, and I have Toll the Dead.
Oh dear.
So,
Daldrid, I'm gonna let you do your thing. Nope, I'm gonna let you do your thing. I believe in you.
So I'm just gonna Toll Dead on this poor little bunny boy.
Okay. What kind of check do I have to make? Wisdom?
That's a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw on my Brigand. Doesn't have any wisdom or saving throws.
But I don't know what the save is.
It should say on your character sheets. Unless
It
I
does
didn't
not.
update it.
Spell save DC.
Who are you?
Yeah, on stats.
It does say on stats, but it should say on the comment and action page.
It doesn't say on the comment.
So it's not in the comment. It's in the
Hit DC.
Column K is hit/DC.
Oh, now I see it.
So if it was an attack,
Okay.
it would be like D20 plus. Since it's a DC, it's a Wisdom saving throw. And the DC is 13.
Yeah, the DC is 13. Okay.
As you, what do you do for Toll the Dead? You point at him, and the sound of a dolorous bell fills the air. He holds his head for a second, but shakes it off. He's not affected.
I'm fine with that.
That was your action. You still have movement and bonus action.
Yeah. Hold on, what bonus actions do I have? Thunder Smite is a bonus action?
It's treated as a bonus action, but it's triggered off of an attack, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, well, never mind then.
It's like a triggered bonus action.
I only moved 5 feet.
Oh, it's under your Divine Smite.
I'm gonna move. Is it possible to move myself over Chip and just stand here?
Yeah, you can step over Chip, that's fine. Chip
Okay.
does
You
not
are
have-
significantly taller than I
Chip does
am.
not have to consent. He is done. He is down.
Okay. Hold on. I just wanna. I'm gonna step. Is this square okay? Can I stay
Yes.
there?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. Well, that's where I want to be.
Okay. End of your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, top of the round, Catseye.
Alright. So I saw Daldrid kneel down Chip and then decide that Chip was fine. So Catseye is also going to stand in front of Chip. And I'm gonna toss another dart at Pinky.
Would you like to move your Hunter's Mark?
No, because no. Because
Okay.
it's a bonus action to move it.
Okay. Roll to attack.
Okay. That is a 15 to hit.
Probably hits, right?
I don't know.
I don't know. Where's this guy? Aaron Brigand? Yeah, it hits.
Okay, I'm not aiming for like a lethal spot though, so probably like.
It's a ranged attack
Oh yeah, it is.
with
Yep,
a
okay.
pointy weapon.
with a pointy weapon. Well, he's just gonna.
He has
eat
1
it then,
HP.
I guess.
Jose, I need a rotate.
Okay. Which one? Pink?
Pinky.
There we go.
You strike him down and he falls.
Okay. I can't see. I can't see the snipers.
You
Correct.
You cannot.
Okay.
You can make a perception check to try to find them.
Sure.
If you want to look for them.
Sure. That is a 17 stats. That's a 17 plus perception, which is 5. That's a 22.
In what direction? Never mind, doesn't matter.
For the yellow one, the gold one, I guess.
You do not. You
I don't see them still. Oh, well. I look over to that side, and then just kind of shrug and throw another dart at Greeny.
You can do that?
Bonus action? 2-weapon fighting?
Does that work for ranged? I don't know.
Because it's light.
Oh, cool.
Hold on.
Good enough for me. A dart is light. Item dart. It does not have the light property.
It does not. Hold it.
It
If
has
you
a finesse and thrown property.
with a light melee weapon.
Oh, melee
use
weapon.
one. Melee weapon, but if either weapon has the thrown property, you can throw the weapon instead of making a melee attack with it.
Okay. You take the attack action and attack with a light melee weapon you're holding in one hand. You can use a bonus action to attack with a different light melee weapon that you're holding in the other hand. If either weapon has the thrown property, you can throw the weapon instead of making a melee attack with it. Yeah, that sounds good enough for me. Yeah, throw your
Okay.
dart, King.
And I will throw my dagger.
Dagger? Oh shit.
Dagger, sorry, not dagger. It was a dart, but
Yeah.
that's a nat 1, so.
Shoo. Off into the bog with that one.
And I'll mark those down. Okay. That is my turn.
Who's next? God, there's so many fucking tabs, bro.
Yeah,
Dex, you're up.
Alright, I move 10, 20.
Dex, I'm gonna pause you at the 20.
Okay.
You're gonna make a check for me. I just don't know which one it is.
What dice?
It's a d20.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Okay, never mind. Keep going.
Okay. 25. I'll bring Fred with me, and I'll throw Fred right here.
Yeah!
He has to be in an unoccupied space, but the
here.
square... Yep, that square's perfect. Do you say anything? Do you have any words for Fred?
Let me see. Oh no! I bring him to my face and I nod, and then I yeet him right here.
You just... Hacha!
There we go. I
yeet,
yeeted him.
Yeah, okay. You're gonna use your Summon Wildfire Spirit, I'm guessing?
Yeah, I might as well.
Okay.
Before we have more casualties.
So that's your action. You mark off a wild shape for me.
I did. Yeah.
Each creature within 10 feet of the spirit, that's just those guys, must succeed on a dexterity saving throw against your spell save DC or take fire damage. What's your spell save DC?
Spell save DC. I'll find it.
Yep. These guys.
Alright, where would it be?
On your stats page.
Labeled as...
Spell save DC. For DD, it's A7 and A8. I assume it would be somewhere similar. Yep, it's your stats page A, column A, row 7 and 8. Spell save DC.
Oh, it's 14.
Okay, I rolled. Blue fails. Green succeeds. Red fails. So go ahead and roll damage for blue and red.
Is it 1d6 plus 2?
I believe it was just 2d6 straight.
2d6? Okay. 6 plus 2, 8.
8 fire damage to the guys with 8 HP, huh?
Nice. You go, Fred.
As you throw Fred, as you yeet Fred, and he flaps, he kind of for the first like 15 feet, he kind of like flies like a dart. He's got his wings to the side and his beak out. But on arriving on a square, he flaps his arms and then stomps down. And as he stomps down, you guys just see a plume of fire explode over the area.
Thank you, Fred.
As the fire and smoke clear, green and red are down.
Yes.
Blue has hit the deck and escaped unsinged.
Alright.
And that was your action. And now Wildfire Fred is here.
He is here. I'm just gonna do this before you ask me. There we go. Alright, yeah, I guess that's the end of my turn. Fine.
That's the end of your turn. Jose, you still have a bonus action. And for Fred to do anything on his turn, you have to command him with a bonus action.
Okay.
So Fred can do anything on. So Wildfire Fred can do anything on Wildfire Fred's stat block.
Okay.
So you can just say, "I'll use my bonus action to tell Wildfire Fred what to do."
Okay, yeah,
Is that what
I'll
you're
use
gonna
my bonus action to tell him to use Flame Seed on blue guy
Cool.
after moving here. To the right of it used to be green? Yeah, to the right of what used to be green.
Cool. So now it's Fred's turn. So,
Alright, Fred.
so you can move Fred,
There we go.
and you're gonna use the Flame Seed. I believe it's a ranged. It's a ranged attack. So go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
Yeah, ranged plus 6.
There you
10
go.
plus 6.
10 plus 6, so 16. That hits. Roll your damage. 1d6 plus 2 fire.
6 plus 2.
That's a lot of 8s there. Jose.
Blue is down.
I mean, I could say it's a 9, because it looks like a 9. Blue is down. Thank you, Fred, for your wonderful service.
As this fire chicken just destroyed his army, Agden looks at you guys with rage.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
my chicken.
Where you been?
I believe that's Fred's turn. He uses action, he uses movement. He does not have any bonus actions. Yeah, that's Fred's turn, unless you want Fred to move some more.
I'll move Fred right here, next to Chip.
Everybody's protecting Chip.
Now we gotta protect Chip.
Jose, I forgot. At the end of your turn, please roll a d8 for me.
D8. I know I have a D8. Here it is. I got a 1.
Nothing happens. Chip, Yancey, when a person's incapacitated, they don't get to roll death saves, right?
Right.
Chip, you can roll a d20. If you get a 20, you can stand up.
That's a 9.
Not a 20. Agden's turn.
Oh boy.
Oh, you guys.
Oh boy.
After seeing that,
He's the one who ran away behind his guys.
no, he ran to them to tell them what to do, and then they ran up.
Oh. Well, he should be a better leader than I don't know.
Agden's gonna jump right behind you, Dex,
Oh.
Oh shit!
and
Jump
attack
prepared.
you with the.
He's not gonna punch the chicken?
No, he's not gonna punch the chicken. He's gonna attack the caster.
Oh,
That's
boy.
crazy.
He's an intelligent.
How does he know that the chicken's not the caster?
He's taking a
Yeah.
guess here.
I get an attack of opportunity.
He has not left your
Oh, wait.
bullshit yet.
Leave.
He just like what jumped over all of us?
He jumped. So he was here.
Yeah.
He ran up the causeway and then jumped this way.
Jeez.
So he crossed over Chip's dead body.
Okay.
Chip would have had an attack. But,
Well, Fred.
Fred does not have a reaction.
What?
Sorry, buddy.
Crazy.
Fred, you're really dropping the ball.
Wow! I hear that shit.
Daldrid, he did not get in your range. If you were a bugbear, he would have gotten in your range. You are not a bugbear. Okay, branding iron attack. Does a 16 hit? Was that a yes?
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
Oh no.
Oof. Oof.
Dead.
That was 3d6. That rolled
No.
6, 5, 5.
No.
You take
Well, he's down.
16 fire damage.
At -2.
Okay, he's down.
That's nasty.
Hey, is Fred gonna still be wildfire at least?
I have to read it.
Hope so. He can still be useful.
I think it just doesn't take your bonus action if you're downed.
Correct. Yeah, he'll just stay there and dodge.
No. He can. He should be. Hold on. I could be wrong.
I did read the wording of it before it. Fred will only take the dodge action unless the summoner uses their bonus action to command them what to do. I think that applies. There might be also a condition that no, it's until he stays wildfire Fred until until he's incapacitated.
Yeah.
But
If you are incapacitated, the spirit can take any action of its choice, not just
nice.
dodge. It's the last sentence of it.
man, if I knew how to read. Dex, I'm gonna.
Oh wait, I gotta do this. There we go. Figured it out.
Dex, did you eat? You ate your invisibility cupcake, right? Back in the carnival.
It's already been eaten.
Okay,
Mhm.
I'm gonna delete it from your inventory.
I deleted it.
It was still there. At the Dex character sheet I'm looking at. Okay. It is. It would be some brigands' turns if there's fucking any up.
There's a couple.
Well, you can't.
No,
see them.
there's the snipers.
Yeah.
You can't see them.
I can't see much of anything. I'm napping. I only see the insides of my eyelids.
Daldrid and Catseye, you see Agden run over the causeway, over the bodies of his fallen men, jump over behind Dex, his blue scarf trailing behind him, and make one savage attack with his branding iron, burning into Dex's skin.
It's alright.
The brand explodes in fire, much like Fred. And Dex, do you have any resistance to fire damage?
Oh my god.
I think so.
You're a wildfire druid.
Oh no.
Defenses, none. Nope, not yet at least.
No.
And you see Dex goes down. As he stands there, his scarf still trailing behind him. He bounds down here a little bit and stands at the end of the causeway here. Yancey, what's the rule on hidden people? Unseen attackers and targets?
Unseen attackers, if you attack someone while they don't see you, you have advantage if you are an unseen attacker.
Okay,
But you reveal your location whether it's a hit or a miss.
got you. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, Daldrid, you're gonna have some arrows coming at you.
Yikes.
This one, yep. Advantage, you say?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Does a 23 hit?
Oh my god.
Hit me?
Yeah,
Oh gosh, let me check. Give me 2 seconds. I just sat down.
23 hits you.
It hits you, Kim.
Alright, well thank you. I mean, I'm sure it did, but, you know, you never can be too sure. She's kind of tanky.
That's 1d8 plus 3. I rolled high on Jose. I feel bad. 655.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Alright.
It's something.
I got like 4 people.
Daldrid, an arrow comes from over in this direction, and strikes you in the side, and you take 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay, hold on, let me write it down. 9. Okay. Dodge.
And a
From what
22,
direction? Say, can you?
From back here. From this guy. He was still there. He was just like tucked behind the tree.
Oh, the yellow guy?
Yeah, yellow. Yellow
Okay.
is the left, gold is the right.
Okay,
From
okay.
gold's direction, another arrow comes and hits you on the other side, dealing 6 points of piercing damage.
Ouch.
And I'm gonna take the action again. Okay. This time, their trick didn't work. They popped out from behind the trees, took a shot at you, and tried to hide again behind the trees. But their little rabbit ears are kind of sticking out in a weird way. You know they're both right there. Right where they always have been.
Okay.
And it's top of the round. I think that's Catseye.
Cat is gonna turn to Daldrid and say, "Can you get Dex?"
Probably.
Okay, I'm gonna try taking down Agden. And I'm going to composite actions. I'm gonna shift my Hunter's Mark to Agden.
Okay. You can do that, just even
As a bonus action,
even though it's been around.
because I'm still concentrating on the spell.
Cool. You haven't been hit yet.
And then I'm gonna pull out a short bow and try hitting him with that.
Make your attack.
That would be a 19 plus.
It hits.
Okay.
As long as it's plus something, it hits. Oh no,
Yeah,
it hits
plus
regardless.
7.
Never mind. It hits regardless. You're good.
Okay. Then that is short bow damage. Ooh, 10 points of piercing damage. And 2 points from Hunter's Mark, so 12 total.
So does that count as one attack? So if I halved it, it'd be 6, or if I halved it,
It would be 6.
5
It would be
plus 2.
6.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it'd be 6.
Okay. As the arrow comes at him, it's going straight for his body, and he dips and ducks, and it strikes him in the arm. And he takes half damage.
Curse you, slippery bunny.
Gotta go fast.
Well, that's my turn. Can't really do anything.
As a bonus action, you can take a second look.
I already used my bonus action to move Hunter's Mark.
You did.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna 5, 10, 15. And just I'm gonna get behind the tree if I can. At least put some of that in between me and the other rabbits.
Gotcha.
Oh, but that's my turn.
Okay. Daldrid, did I skip you?
Oh.
Daldrid,
Did-
I skipped you, so you can go
Uh-huh.
now.
Oh,
I forgot.
thanks.
You go after the snipers.
Okay.
You're up. You're up.
Oh, oops.
So I was gonna look at Dex and see if he was okay.
I mean, he got burned pretty bad. He is not dying. He is stable.
Oh.
Okay, so I don't need to spare the dying him.
Correct.
Yeah.
Cool.
You could bring him up, though.
I can
I'm
what?
I said, you could bring him up. But I don't know what Agden's game is.
I don't have anything right now
Hmm.
that will. Oh no, I could. Don't
Yeah.
wait. Did everybody get? Wait. What? Now I'm confusing campaigns. Do we have good berries?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
you have
everyone
good
has
berries.
2 good berries.
Okay, so I could.
Also, Daldrid, you have 10 points of lay on hands.
Oh yeah, I do have lay on hands. Forgot that I have that. Okay. Dang. Alright. It's like all the way on like the right side. I can't see it usually. If I could move it, I would, because there's some stuff that I don't need to see. Let's see. Okay, well then I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll do that instead.
Who would you
Man,
like to
if
lay
I would
on
have
hands?
remembered that I had lay on hands, I would have brought Chip back up.
I'm just napping. Don't mind me. I mean, I only got punching moves, so it's not like I can punch a sniper's butt or something unless I get all the way over there.
True. True.
If you have
I could
a-
punch Agden again though.
You could always punch Agden.
I'm just gonna go in the order of how I would walk to them because Daldrid just remembered she had lay on hands. So I'm still gonna lay on hands Chip first.
Okay, lay on hands is your action.
Yes.
So you're gonna lay on hands Chip. How many points are you gonna give Chip?
I have to remember how this works.
You have 10 points of healing to use. You can choose how many to use out of that 10. And Chip will
Okay.
heal that amount. So if you use 5, Chip will gain 5 HP.
Okay, I'll give Chip 3.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and put 3 in the used box.
Yep.
Sweet. And Chip, you can be rotated back upright as you gain 3 HP and are brought back to the land of the conscious.
And then I'm gonna use my movement, and let's see, that's 10, 15, 20, 25. There, I want to put myself there. So that if Agden moves, I can reaction jab him.
Daldrid, as you move there, you're going to do 2 things. One, you're going to notice that that's you are moving the direction that Agden came from. So his scarf is right in front of you. Number 2,
okay.
You're going to roll a D8 because it is a 15-foot long scarf. You are 3 squares away.
Yes.
Please roll a D8 for me.
Just for fun.
For something.
Okay. Hold on. I got an 8.
Oh, no.
Yes. 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 Or no.
A part of the causeway falls away beneath the character.
Oh no.
Dang.
Dang.
Make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Damn. Hey. When I roll high, it's bad. Hold on, I'm finding it. Copy. Paste. That is a 20! That is a nat 20!
Good job. You do not fall into the bog.
Oh,
You recognize, maybe this wasn't stated this session, but the wooden causeway is old and rickety and falling apart.
Oh.
Be careful where you step. But
Okay.
He's
as a
jumping everywhere.
the brigands, this is their home. They know which planks not to step on. Yeah, a piece falls away beneath you, but you're able to steady yourself and not fall in.
Woo.
Fred, it's your turn.
It goes right there. He's gonna try. Where's my character sheet?
Spit at him.
Yeah, flame seed that guy.
Oh, you gonna use the flame seed?
Yeah, flame seed this guy.
Okay, roll to hit. You're within range, yeah.
Is it actually called flame seed?
Yeah.
Because I'm just imagining Fred like eating something and just.
It's flame egg from his butt. It's flame egg.
Yeah. It's 11 plus 6.
That does not hit.
Okay. All right.
Chip, you're up.
Nice. Let me see. I can move. Can I move past you, Daldrid?
Mhm.
Yeah. Alright, I can move here.
How much movement was that?
25, I think.
Okay.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, 25 with one diagonal.
Yep.
And I will try to grapple him again.
As you get to Daldrid, you also see that the scarf is right in front of you. Are you going to continue forward and grapple him?
Yeah.
Okay. Athletics check. So he's going to try to flip out of your grab.
So he succeeded
Okay.
because I rolled a 1.
Okay.
No.
He got a 17. So you tried to. You're just up. Maybe you're a little groggy. You go for his legs, and he just kind of steps out of the way, and you kind of fall on your face. Not gonna fall for the same trick twice, little bunny. But I am gonna play the same song twice, because that mix is a fucking jam. I got 1 like on my SoundCloud for that mix, guys. Chip, it's still your turn. You have moved.
Yeah, I will use a bonus action to punch.
Okay.
That is a 10 plus 6.
Unfortunately,
16.
that does not hit.
I'm like, I fall down and I try and swing and I'm just like, what?
You're too slow. I think that brings it back to me, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Agden Longscarf. Agden is going to make a dagger attack at Chip.
Not the branding iron that does 10 million damage.
Nope, not the branding iron that does 10 million damage. It's the same to hit. Oh god. That's not what I wanted. Does a 16 hit?
Yes.
Okay.
And she's down again.
Yeah.
Yes, she's down again.
Yeah,
Dang.
that checks out.
It's a +5, so you have 3 HP. So if I roll a 1, you're down.
Mhm.
He makes it non-lethal. He bonks you on the head with the hilt of the dagger, and you fall unconscious once again. Yancey, for a multi-attack, because it's an action, can I... So it's a multi-attack. I bonked Chip, but no one else is in range. Is the attack done?
No, he can move. It's like a character's extra attack.
Okay,
Where you
so
can attack, move, attack.
I can move up and dagger attack Daldrid.
Yep.
Why would you want to, though?
Who knows, bro? He's gonna make a dagger attack against Daldrid.
Can I intimidate him?
Oh my god.
So you have the ability to intimidate as a reaction, because it's not your turn. The answer is no, you don't.
Dang.
This is a 16 hit.
No.
Yeah.
He also goes to kind of bonk you on the head, and your shield catches his dagger. Feisty one, okay. We've got some life in here after all. He's gonna retreat and trigger an attack of opportunity.
Can I grab his scarf?
You cannot.
Dang. Okay.
Unfortunately,
That's fine.
you are using your reaction. To grab his scarf is an action.
Okay, that's fine. Let me look. What do we want here? I'll just try to punch him. No, hold on. What do I even have equipped? I don't even know. Hold on.
You have
Right.
your battle axe. You have all your weapons equipped, so you can use your battle
Yeah.
axe, your daggers, whatever.
I'll hit it with a dagger.
Okay. Roll to attack.
Okay. Happy. Peace. Oh, that was a nat 20
Yes!
plus 3.
You crit. Roll damage, double dice.
Sweet.
Fucking Daldrid.
If only that was a battle axe, that'd be a double D10 instead of a double
I-
D4.
I know. Double D4, not plus the 1, right?
No, it's double D4 plus 1.
Okay.
So you were correct, Kim. You don't
So
double the 1.
Okay. That was what I was asking. Thank you. Roll 2 D4 plus not equal sign plus 1. 8.
Yeah, as he backs away from you, you catch him in the side with a dagger, and he staggers. Agden is essentially bloodied at this point. He's pretty hurt.
Oh boy.
Bloodied is bloodied a technical term?
No.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, he is hurting.
Perfect.
And he's gonna mosey his way over here. The snipers are gonna take a shot at Catseye. You can have. They'll attack at disadvantage
Okay.
because of cover. Or what is what? I mean, oh wait, cover is actually bonus AC, right?
Cover's bonus AC, yeah.
Let's see.
Half cover is 2, total cover is 5. Or full 3/4 is 5.
Yeah, I'll give you half cover from both of these guys.
Okay.
They're gonna take a shot at you. Sniper versus sniper.
I just throw things.
Sniper versus the guy that throws things. No, the guy that throws things is down. He throws chickens.
I don't throw chickens, okay?
Over here. What's that? I got a 10 and a nat 20.
Ugh. So with the half cover. Yeah.
So that
I need
27
10.
at 27 is the nat 20. So okay.
Jesus.
You see a arrow whiz past you from yellow, and maybe you got distracted by the arrow for a second as Gold's arrow strikes you dead on.
Ugh.
Let's see how much damage it is.
That's the
Sniper,
first time I've been hit.
1d8 plus 3. You want to make your check for concentration?
Yeah.
Oof. That's 14 piercing damage.
Oh, that hurt. That hurt a lot.
That's a crit for you.
Yeah. Okay. So I need to make a con save. And that's a 12, so that's a pass.
Yeah. And I'm gonna make some hide checks. This guy's out of your sight. This guy is not.
Gold is not?
Gold is. Yellow is not.
Gold is out of my sight, yellow is not. Okay.
And that brings us to Daldrid.
Yay!
Yeah.
Okay.
Take a minute to strategize as I have to pee. Feel free to metagame
okay.
and talk amongst yourselves.
I was just thinking about getting Dex, back up. That's what I was thinking about.
What about Chip?
So I was gonna do lay on hands on Dex, and do what is it? Like another 3.
Right.
I'm only doling out 3s because I only have 10, and I want to make sure I keep some for a rainy day.
That put me at 3 because I'm at -2 for HP.
Your
Negative.
HP, it doesn't go into negatives. You're at 0.
I'm at 0. Okay, that's pretty good.
Okay. Ooh, because I was gonna say negative. Negative? Like, is that a possibility? Like, is that real?
I mean, so if Mr. Branding Iron over there, if he does enough excess damage that it is your hit points, like in one attack, it's just massive damage and you die.
Nice.
So like if he did 16 damage to a 0 health person and you only had 16 health, then you're dead. No death saves. That's just too much damage.
Dang.
So are we trying to kill them all, or are we trying to, like, come to an understanding at the end? Because they're not killing us.
They're not
Yeah.
killing us, but I don't want to know what they're gonna do when we're all unconscious.
Yeah,
That's why I'm still like fighting.
yeah.
I always forget that I have it. I do have the like send a telepathic message thing. I could psionic mind, that's what it is. If Agden isn't within 30 feet of me, I could send him a message.
You could send him a message that's like, hey, we're willing to trade your memories bottle for the truffles,
Oh,
and
true.
like have this be more chill.
Yeah.
And not,
No, we're halfway done.
and
We
not
already
team
knocked
wipe.
out 5 people. 6 people.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's past the point of return.
Yeah, that's also something to
Mhm.
consider.
And unlike Agden and his crew, you guys did not hold back. Because
I held back.
Because you did not have because everyone that downed someone did not have the ability to hold back. Therefore, his men are dying on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're not dead yet.
Yet. Very
I can
close.
spare them.
You could spare them. Dex, roll a d20 for me.
Hey, Daldrid's turn, right?
Yeah, but Dex, roll a d20 for me.
17.
Not a 20.
Not 20.
Daldrid, I'm ready whenever you are. Feel free to
Okay.
keep talking amongst yourselves.
So right now, guys, would you rather me psionic mind message or give Dex a little help?
I'm unconscious, so I can't.
My
see.
vote is give Dex some help. But you do what you think is best.
I think Daldrid would probably focus on the people around her, so I agree. I think Daldrid, in her character, would go up and give her friend 3 health.
Yeah, I am at 3 health.
Dex,
Yep.
you alive, boy.
Do
Now,
the good berries do again? I don't think I wrote it down.
they give you 1 health.
Oh, okay.
They also fill you up for the day, so it's a free meal.
Gotcha, that's what it was.
Yo, this battle mix slaps.
It's pretty good.
You know what? I'm gonna move a little more. So I think I moved what? 5, 10? 5?
5.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm gonna move to here. No, I'm gonna move to here. Yeah, we're gonna go there.
Okay. Anything else, Daldrid? You can, if you can use your bonus action to take a second look.
Oh yeah, I did want to do that. Thank you. Yes, I would like to do that.
Okay. Any specialities or just generic?
Oh. Generic. Let's just do a generic anything.
Okay.
Anything I can pick up on. I got a 7. Total.
There's nothing new for you to learn at this point. With that
All
check.
right. Sounds good.
You see that he's wearing studded leather armor and he has a shield. So his armor class is effectively 19.
Oh, I should do that.
Okay.
I should wear a shield.
Top of the order, that's Mr.
Oh boy.
Catseye.
Yep. I know how to do one thing, and talking's not the best. How far down is? How far down is like off the thing?
So down into the bog is like all the way is like, so it's 5 feet until you hit like the water where the raft would be.
Mm-hmm.
And then the water to the bottom of the bog, you don't know.
Okay, so that's not a plan.
If you'd like, you can use your second look to investigate the surroundings.
That makes sense. Just where I'm standing, are these two guys like dead?
The Herringans?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have not been rolling saves for them.
Okay. Okay.
They are unstable, they are dying.
Uh-huh. Would you... Okay, last question. Would you say that by this tree, I'm lightly obscured?
Depends on who? From who?
From where I saw the arrows come.
Yeah, you know you're in partial cover.
Okay. Then I will use my action.
I think it depends, right?
Yeah.
You have cover from the snipers because you have cover from Sniper Yellow, who you can still make out. You can still see his like bunny feet.
Mm-hmm.
You've covered from him mostly because he's 5 feet down. There's the bridge and another tree in the way.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay.
Just the bridge plus the tree makes it so you get that +2 to AC. And you had cover from Sniper. You had cover from Sniper Gold, because where you assume the arrow came from was like a direct line through the tree, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
just a bad line of sight. But he seemed to peek out just enough to hit you hard before peeking back in.
Okay. Then I will attempt to hide.
Okay. Stealth check?
So I'll make a stealth check. That's an 18 plus 7.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I'm just gonna kind of.
Hides against passive perception, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna try to duck into the leaves there and make myself as unseen as possible.
I mean, you're right next to a body. You could just like pick him up and drape him over, and they'll never know.
You can try to do that if you want. I was gonna say you're a wood elf, right?
Yeah, I'm a wood elf, yeah, so I have Mask of the Wild.
What does that do?
It lets me try to hide when I'm not like totally behind stuff.
Yeah, you're good. So, yeah, using your natural elvish tendencies, you kind of worm your way under the lower hanging branches of the trees, and pretty naturally disappear into the tree.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes, that is my turn.
Just two fucking snipers back to back on this tree, like the fucking Matrix on the pillar. It's like one guy's got the fucking gun, the other guy's got the fucking gun.
Can I use my second look then?
Sure.
Okay.
Would you like to target anything or anybody in specifically?
What about the herringon that's just kind of chilling at the top of the stump?
That would be like checking a Harrington Brigand.
Okay.
They're not doing anything. They have not been doing anything. They were just there to yell at you.
Okay.
They're probably not even there. Maybe you see a couple of people looking from above, but you see no weapons drawn. You can get that
Okay.
for free.
Then yeah, for one of the snipers. I guess the one that I can see.
Yeah, you see a sniper, so it's just against the sniper staff block.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's another 8.
Nothing more to learn at this point. They're wearing leather armor.
Okay.
Their effective armor class is 14.
Mm-hmm. Cool. That's my turn.
And that's your turn. Dex, I believe.
I'm alive. I live.
Just as a reminder, you now have to use your bonus action to command Fred.
Yeah. Let's see. I am going to cure wounds on myself.
Good plan,
Just for
good
a hot
plan.
second. Which is a 1d8 plus 4. Where's my d8?
Is that how strong Cure Wounds is these days?
Yeah.
It's pretty strong. You might be thinking of Healing Word, which is a little weaker.
Yeah. And it's a spell slot.
Yep, it's a spell slot.
I heal for 6 plus 2.
It should be 6 plus 4. What's the? It's 1d8.
I'll say
It's
plus
1d8
4.
plus 4. Okay,
Yeah,
you get
6
10
plus
HP back.
Nice.
My man.
He's living. He's living.
After getting one shot, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Jose, your damage was at 11, so if you heal 10, your damage would be at 1.
There we go. Cool.
He's
I
back,
guess I'll tell-
baby.
Hmm?
I just said he's back, baby.
Yeah, alright, here we go. I'm gonna just... How it was here? 1, 2, 3, 4. just gonna move right here next to Daldrid. Get Fred to follow me for a second. How far?
Fred moves on his turn.
Okay. No, or how far can Fred teleport?
Okay. Let me look up the fucking stat block. What's your fucking guy called?
Wildfire spirit.
Yeah, sure.
Wild Fred.
A wild Fred.
Wildfire Spirit. Tasha's. Fucking Tasha's. Okay, fiery teleportation. So Fred has a 30-foot walking and flying speed, so Fred can fly over the bog. And he can hover. So like Fred can end his turn hovering over the bog if you'd like. But his teleportation, the spirit and each willing creature of your choice within 5 feet of it teleport up to 15 feet to unoccupied spaces you can see. So a 15-foot teleport from the spirit.
Okay.
Then each creature within 5 feet of the space that the spirit left must succeed on a dex saving throw or take damage. So like, basically you leave fire where you were and you teleport out.
Oh, not where you show up.
Correct. Not where you show up, where you were.
Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty. That's how it works.
It would be good for like getting someone out of trouble
Yeah.
and dealing a little damage. Not good for it's not an initiation attack.
What? Okay.
That would be his. I threw Fred and killed fucking 3 people. That was your initiation. It worked very well.
Oh, and Chip missed all of that.
Yeah.
Chip's
No,
not
Chip
gonna-
is laying over there on his stomach with his feet up and like waving behind him, just like, you go guys, I'm cheering for you. And then every time you look over, he pretends to be asleep.
What I can think is that like after this battle, no matter what happens, like Daldrid's gonna be like, wow, I didn't know Fred could do that. And Chip's gonna be like, did what? It's like, yeah, Dex threw him and then he made a giant fiery explosion and killed 3 brigands. And Chip's just not gonna believe.
Yeah.
No, Fred is food. Fred is not a warrior like me.
Fred could fry himself.
Is that your turn, Dex?
Yeah.
Are you gonna use your bonus action to command Fred?
I'm gonna tell him to move right between me and Daldrid for now, and that's it. That's it.
He's not gonna attack?
Yeah.
Use an
They're
action?
too far.
Okay. He could. What's his fiery seed range? So his fiery seed range is 60 feet. That's a lot.
Jeez.
But I can't see the guy in the right. Can it?
No one can see gold, which is
Yeah.
the guy on the raft. But Agden is still alive over there. He's the one with the the cross above his head.
Right,
And
so-
do you see him?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
5, 15, 20, 30, 35. So from Fred right now is 35 feet. So he could flame seed from where he's at.
Alright. I thought it was a lot. Well, so how are you doing it? Is diagonal just
So,
5 feet?
Diagonal is alternating 5 and 10.
Okay.
So I'll move Fred. So Fred is 0. I'm gonna move him 5 plus 10 15 plus 5 20 plus 10 30 plus 5 35.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll take a shot at him. I'll tell Fred. Alright. Aim
Hit that
true.
guy.
Your aim be true.
Yeah, that can roll to hit. That's D20.
Yikes. 3 plus 6. Not hitting shit.
Oh no.
3 plus 6.
Because he burned his scarf.
9. That does not hit.
Does not hit. That's alright.
It stopped short. The fire seed falls into the bog.
Classic.
That brings us to Chip, who's down. Which brings us to Agden.
Just resting.
Agden was looking for a little elven boy over here, but he does not see one.
Good. I'm very glad.
Agden is going to make a branding iron attack against Daldrid.
Oh.
As soon as I learn how to do that. Okay, I'm good. Oh, gotta put roll. An 11 does not hit.
Yay!
He swings the branding iron, poking it at you. You block it with your shield and push him back. He steadies himself and swings in again. Does a 17 hit? I think the answer is no. The answer is a no. A 17 does not hit.
Yay!
Again, he comes in at you with the branding iron, and this time you parry it with your sword, pushing him back. And he's gonna do something. Okay. Snipers are up next. One's gonna take a shot at Dex. Dex does a 19 hit. Hello? Anybody?
Hey, what
I'm
about
still
me?
here.
Dex
Does a 19
does a
hit.
19 hit.
Fuck. I knew.
I'll take that as a yes.
Yeah, it hits.
Okay.
I should have braced myself. I knew I should have braced myself.
You did just heal yourself though, so maybe you'll be fine.
Nat
Yeah.
20.
No,
20
no,
million
no.
damage.
Nope, just a 9. 9 damage. 9 piercing damage.
9?
Yeah.
Jeez.
The arrow strikes
Yeah, I
you.
healed.
The arrow strikes you right above the heart, in the collarbone area.
Oh my god.
Back to 4 HP. I got to tilt myself a little bit. There we go. Not feeling it. Oh.
And Daldrid, the next one's coming at you, girl.
Does it have advantage because it's hidden?
It was a nat 20, so it doesn't matter.
Oh no.
Then she died.
I hope not. I would like to live.
This guy's on fire. That's 2 nat 20s in a row for gold.
Mm-mm.
Daldrid, that arrow, as you were battling Agden with shield and sword, that arrow comes in between your defenses and strikes you for 13 piercing damage.
Oh my god.
I think you're
I'm
knocked
down.
out.
I'm down.
Ah, shit.
Give that man a raise.
Yeah, that guy, he's the MVP for today.
Ugh.
And both are going to try to hide again.
Jeez.
I think he beat everybody's passive perception. Dex, your passive perception is 14. I don't have Catseye up.
Minus 15.
Yes. So gold once again is out of sight, but yellow's just fucking chilling out in the open. Hey guys! Okay, so I just got promoted to sniper. Okay, it's my second day on the bow. Just give me a second.
Oh my gosh.
That would bring us to Daldrid. Do you want to roll your miracle dice?
What do you mean miracle dice?
Oh, roll a d20. If you get a 20, you stand up.
Oh,
With 1
okay. Sure. I got a 3.
Nice.
Chip, I skipped your miracle dice. Do you want to roll a d20?
Yeah. That's not a 20.
Okay. Top of the order. Catseye. Catseye, as you're hidden in the tree,
Mm-hmm.
and Agden jumped right over you, at your feet is a bright blue scarf.
Gosh.
If you would like to take the action to try to grab the scarf, you can. But, unfortunately for you, it requires a successful athletics check.
Oh.
And your 2 strong people are down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's also, like I said before, you know he's bloodied. You can see he's taken some damage from the various attacks he's been hit with. So do not feel like you have to grab the scarf. I just wanted to let you know.
Yeah, I don't.
You're just a little noodle arm boy.
I am just a little noodle arm boy. That's the problem. I think I'm just gonna try to take out Agden.
Yeah, get him.
Do I have advantage? Because he does not see me.
Yeah, you're unseen. That's advantage, right?
Cool.
Click the unseen attackers and targets. What did you roll in your check? It was like super high, right?
It was a 25.
I'm just gonna, yeah. He has, yeah. That's like 9 less than his passive perception. And he did not try to look for you. He spent his time trying to do something else. Oh, he spent his time
Trying to beat
succeeding.
him off friends.
He spent his time succeeding on doing something else.
Alright, this is 1 dart going out at him. That is a... That is a 12 plus 7 to hit. So that's
That ties his
19.
I believe that's a hit.
So that is 1d4 plus 7. Right? Yeah.
That's crazy. Plus 7?
Because of thrown weapon? No, it's 1
Yeah.
plus 5.
Okay,
Right?
cool.
No, plus 7 because I get plus 2 to damage. I haven't been adding that.
Bruh.
Oops. Okay.
Because it's plus 5 because you have plus 5 in your... Because you have plus 5 dex, because you have 20 dex.
Yeah, so it should be 1d4 plus 7.
Yeah.
That is 3 plus 7 is 10.
Hunter's mark.
Plus Hunter's mark, which is another 5. So 15 points of damage.
Nice.
He's going to uncanny dodge. So half to 7 or half to 8? Round up, right?
You round down.
Round down, so half to 7.
Yep.
Agden's looking weary.
And that
He takes
is
that dart in the back, and he
Yup.
stumbles to one knee, and he turns around to see who did it. Rage in his eyes.
Yup, you darn tootin'. And my second dagger, or my second dart, is in that 20.
Oh,
Kill him! Get his ass!
You will kill him. How do you want to do it?
Kill him or not?
Because you have plus 7. He has less than 7 health.
Yeah.
This one is-
So Hunter's mark is glowing, right? and my eyes are just shining green and like underneath the foliage. And I'm gonna try to pin his scarf right to him.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you pick up the scarf and throw the dart with the scarf? Pin the tail on the donkey?
Pin the tail on the handgun.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You
hop down
you
and
break
do
out of
that.
the tree, and you take the scarf that's at your feet and throw it up to kind of disguise where your dart's gonna come from. Like you threw sand up in the air to distract him, right? But it was his own scarf. He dodges to the left, thinking that you're gonna go from the right, but you throw it right through his scarf. The scarf is magical, so it doesn't pierce a hole, but it does go with your dart as your dart lodges itself in his head, pinning the scarf on the Agden, and he falls down defeated.
Is he dead?
He is dying, so you have the opportunity to stabilize him if you would like to talk to him. But combat is over.
Oh, already?
Yes, as Agden falls, you guys would be next up, but as soon as Agden falls, you see these guys turn tail, jump into the bog, and start running away.
Classic.
Dex, you're up. You could try to attack them, but I'm gonna call this combat for now. You guys are out of initiative. You've defeated Agden Longscarf.
Alright.
We solved your puzzle.
You guys barely survived.
Can we just tie up the long scarf with his long scarf?
He's dying.
Okay.
We find
Yeah. So first thing I'm gonna do is hop on over to Daldrid and feed her a good berry.
Nice.
Yes, please, thank you.
The sounds of battle, of rabbits jumping, of bows thrumming, dies down as you hear.
Oh my goodness,
as
that's a
giant-
big chicken.
As a giant chicken
Oh my god.
shows up. You hear the rabbits, the herringans. There you go. You hear the herringans clamber up the side of the stump. The soft sounds of the swamp, of the raft slowly rocking back and forth and knocking against the wooden planks, come back in as you guys stabilize your friends with good berries.
Nice.
Yeah, get everybody up. Everybody take 5. I'm gonna use the bathroom, grab my burger.
I'm gonna let Max out.
Yeah.
Come back.
Puppy,
You gotta go outside?
puppy just wants attention.
Max, go outside? Come on.
And break. Oof.
I think we should take his scarf. My goodness, you're so fat.
Did you check Max?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to check it?
Well, she
She likes it when you check her, though. She thinks it's a game. Here, have a piece of candy.
I just want you to know Fred was more useful.
Wow! I think we should take the scarf.
Yeah, probably.
I think I should have it because I did the most.
No, Fred gets the scarf. I'm gonna equip it on Fred.
Well, no, I think Catseye should get to pick
Oh,
because
that's-
Catseye was the one who killed him.
Okay, that's fair.
Catseye should pick me because I did the most.
Wow. Fred knocked out 3 people by himself, bro.
I did 7 damage. That's it. I did 1 punching. Oh, look at this dog. X. You look so silly. Can you do that with your eyebrows?
Should order Chipotle soon.
Yeah. Do you want to order it or should I?
I can order it.
Okay, I'm back. What are you guys doing?
We're gonna feast upon their flesh.
Oh. One, I don't believe you.
What? Why not?
I think we should. Oh wait, is Yancey back?
Not yet.
Oh, okay, never mind then. Because I was gonna do some strategizing, but but Yancey isn't back yet. I don't want to.
I like how Fred took 0 damage.
Right? Is the only one that survived without a scratch.
He said, I'm gonna fuck these 3 up, and I'm gonna chill. Thank you, Fred.
No, you have to get something.
Good.
Oh.
Work with your face.
Oh, that's interesting.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome
there we
back.
go. So I said we should feast upon their flesh, but Landis was like, no, you can't do that.
I didn't say that. I said I don't believe you.
Chip has been wanting to try Bunny.
So I know Catseye stabilized Daldrid with a good berry.
Mm-hmm.
Who stabilized Chip and how?
She's actually still sleeping.
Oh my god.
We're letting her rest. She did a lot.
Alright,
I mean, would go over with a good berry. I have one. Well, I have two, but I mean, I'll use one.
Okay. Okay, so Chip, you can be alive.
Thank you, Daldrid. Would you like one of my good berries to make up for the one that I used of yours?
It's good. Thank you, though.
I suggest we take the scarf, and I think Catseye should get it because that he was the one that made the killing glow.
So, before we get there, Agden is dying.
Oh, do we have to heal him?
Would anybody like? You guys can let him die, or you guys can stabilize him. It's
I would
your
like.
choice.
I would stabilize him.
Yeah, I think we should stabilize him.
Daldrid would feel bad. I would. How do I want to do it? I want to do spare the dying.
Okay, so you're stabilized, but you're still unconscious.
I'm gonna take the dart out of his head.
Good call. Good call.
And then can we? Do we have anything to wrap him up with other than this school scarf?
I have rope.
Yeah, we have rope.
Okay.
Would you guys like to do the obvious things, like take the weapons from him and loot the body and all that kind of stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to loot all the bodies.
Okay. So, you stabilize Agden. He has his branding iron, and a dagger and a shield. He also has his studded leather armor. But I don't believe it would fit. That's for a medium Haringen, so it probably wouldn't fit Daldrid.
It could fit Chip.
There's a chance.
Yeah, but I don't wear armor.
Chip
you're
is
a monk.
not medium. Chip is small.
Oh
Yeah.
You're right.
It cannot fit Chip. Maybe it could fit Catseye or Dex, but you'd have to strip him, and that'd be kind of cringe.
I'll strip him.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it. Additionally, in his pockets, you find. Oh, where is it? I wrote it down.
Your pockets.
You find Star's mirrored ball, the one that Chip had. You find a gold-colored wooden whistle. I forgot who had that. Maybe Dex.
Oh, that's mine.
And you find the light stick from the Witchlight Carnival that Daldrid had.
Aww.
Every time he made an attack against you guys, he tried to steal something from you. And most of the times, he succeeded.
Rude.
I want my whistle back.
You guys can
Alright, we take our stuff back.
You guys can take your various things back. Besides that, the book doesn't say he has anything else on him, no gold or anything.
So we can't take the scarf?
Would you guys like to try to take the scarf?
Yes.
Yes.
As you try to remove the scarf, you are unable to remove it from him.
Okay. He might need to give it to us then.
Or we could kill him.
Oh.
No, we already spared him.
You could still kill him.
That would be a waste of Daldrid's spare the dying, though.
It's like chicken. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. He has to, all right. When he gets conscious, he has the option to give it to us, or we can just repeat the whole thing all over again.
Okay.
Oh wait, I mean Daldrid could probably try intimidating him.
Well, let's just get out of this area for now, right?
Hey, hold on. What's on the other people's bodies?
All the Haringen brigands, they're wearing leather armor, and they all have a club and a sling.
Sling's useless. I take one leather armor. I even have armor on? I already have leather. I already have leather. Never mind.
If you want Agden's armor, I already have studded leather.
Oh, is studded leather better than leather?
Yes.
It is.
Okay. Yeah, I probably should do that then.
So we also have to look for the truffles before we skedaddle all the way.
We could just make him give us the truffles.
That's
Ransom
true.
Agden back to his people in exchange for the truffles.
That's a good
And-
idea.
And maybe safe passage. Oh wait,
I
did
agree.
we not... Daldrid, you like people being alive. Do any of these other people, any of these other herring guns look like you can stop them from dying?
I would like to try.
They're all dead.
Oh,
Dang.
Wow.
well, I guess we took too long on that.
All right. Well, who wants the branding iron?
I mean, not it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'll carry it, but I don't use weapons. We can always hold on to it and then see if we can do something with it later.
Okay.
Valid.
Chip, as you hold it, as it was laying in Agden's hand, it was still hot. Like the metal was still red hot on the tip. But as you picked it up, it has since lost all of its heat.
Sorry, I can heat it up again.
Yeah. Just stick it on Fred.
Oh, I forgot one thing during the battle.
Oh, one more thing.
Oh, boy.
One more thing. Dex, you were kind of like right there by Daldrid when Agden was making his attacks against her. Correct? You were like right below her?
Yeah, I was right here.
Yeah, you were like right where Chip... I think, yeah, you were there or right where Chip was and Fred was right next to you or something.
Yeah.
You saw Daldrid fighting hard against an enemy, but you could not see the enemy. It was not until Catseye came out of the tree that Agden fell before you. He was effectively invisible to you.
Oh, I don't like that.
Oh, is it because I got hit by the branding iron?
As you look down at your chest, there's a brand burnt into your armor that has seeped through to your skin.
Oh my god.
The brand is of 3 leaping rabbits. If you, yeah, I'll make Agden bigger because it's actually on his character. Oh god.
Oh god.
So it's 3 rabbits that are leaping, like one's leaping up, then the other one to the other one's tail, which is leaping left to the other one's tail, which is leaping down. Makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 3 leaping rabbits. That mark is in your armor, and you can feel it burnt into your skin.
Nice.
And
Actually,
funnily
you know
enough,
what? I'll use the iron.
funnily enough,
Okay.
as he was stabilized, he became invisible to you again.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm taking that iron.
Okay.
Yeah, guy.
Once again, as Chip passes it to you, you do not feel the magics of the weapon.
It's okay. Can still make it hot or something.
Alright, so we've tied up Agden. We can't get the scarf off of him. So we just take him. I don't want to deal with or see any more of these herring gun people unless we know that we have something to, I don't know, we have a leg up on them. What I'm saying is, do we stay here, or are we gonna head back and try talking to this guy on our terms?
I think we should wait to talk to the guy. He probably knows more about the the area more than we do, as brigands do.
Okay.
He probably has information that he could tell us that would be quite useful.
Question for the DM.
What's
Also,
that,
questions for the DM.
Are these rafts that we see similar or identical to the one that we found and righted?
It's like similar as in like it's a similar color and shape. It's built from a similar tree. But
Okay.
these seem like they were made to be rowed. Where yours was constructed to be moved via like a push stick.
Okay.
Just slight differences in the build. And you see the oars on this boat, and that it's a little bit longer and skinnier than yours, which is more of a square raft.
Okay.
Even though they're all the same PNG.
Kinja.
Jose, you said you wanted to loot the other bodies. Did we already?
Yeah, apparently they just have sling, club, and armor. Leather armor.
Correct.
Okay.
I will take the studded leather armor and the branding iron. Do they have weight? What weight are they?
Yeah, let's look up. His branding iron. I think I'm just gonna. There's no information on it. It's not like a true magical item. In the index, so I'm gonna treat it as a club.
Okay.
And I can tell you when. What's studded leather?
Yeah, studded leather is 13 pounds.
Okay. 13.
And if you want to use it, if you want to don it, you just need it. You have an armor sheet on your stats page.
Yeah, I see
already.
it.
For you, Dex, donning studded leather armor would give you 14 AC. That's I2 plus E7, which is... Wait, the fuck? I2? Hold on. Did I write this wrong? E7 is your Dex mod. Oh, it's 12 plus E7. Sorry, I'm dumb. Whereas leather armor is 11 plus E7. So it's plus 1. It would be... You do have a shield. What are you talking about?
Oh, I do.
So right now you have 15 AC. Donning studded would give you 16 AC.
All right, perfect.
Donning and doffing armor takes time.
Yeah.
Don or doff a shield. That's the only thing I have.
16 AC now?
1 second.
I can look up the
It's
armor rules.
medium armor to don it. So you'd have to doff your leather armor and don the studded leather armor, so it would take 6 minutes. Not that long.
Has been donned.
Okay, so yeah, you can put it's a little snug, but it fits you good enough.
Yeah. What's it called? Club weight?
Oh, club, sure. You can write it in as Agden's branding iron.
Agden.
Wait, is there a branding iron item?
There we go.
No, there's not. So we will do club. It weighs 2 pounds.
Nice. Looks like that one. If I want to equip that, how long will that take?
It is a weapon. It takes seconds.
Okay. I'll go ahead and do that then.
Did you update your armor class in your stats page?
In my equipment page.
That is not where you do that. Oh, you just put it in your. You put it as equipped.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to keep your normal leather armor?
Oh, I'll get rid of it.
You just throw it on the ground.
Yeah, I'll put it on Agden.
You'll dress him in your clothes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have. So just for you, you have a studded leather armor in your equipped and a studded leather armor in your backpack. So you need to remove the one from your backpack because you have it on.
Okay, cool. There we go.
So
Same with the iron?
Yeah. Same with the iron. If you have it equipped, it is not in your backpack.
There we go.
And keep in mind, unless you guys put the butterfly wings in your backpack, you guys have been wearing fake butterfly wings the whole time.
Absolutely, I have. Do you think there's any chance that I would take it off?
Funny. Okay, Dex, I'm going to teach you how to do this. Go to your stats page.
Okay.
I went ahead and deleted the cell where your armor is. So right now your AC is NA.
Yeah.
So just copy the cell for studded leather armor. Like the word studded leather armor. And paste it into into the armor cell under armor class. And it's updated. Now your AC is 16.
Perfect.
And it should update on your home page at 16 and the comment page at 16. Cool. Hey look, my coding worked. Okay, you guys play around with Agden's armor and you watch Dex get undressed and then put Agden's clothes on and then put his clothes on Agden.
He'll never know.
Oh, wait, Jose, you can't see Agden.
Oh yeah.
You can't see his clothes.
No one has to do it for me.
Well, yeah, that's fine. I can.
Here we go.
You undress Agden, give the clothes to Dex. Dex gives you his clothes, and you clothe Agden.
There we go.
I'm gonna do it with Agden. I'm just gonna like throw it on top of him.
Okay.
And then like tie him up with the clothes just on top of him.
Okay. So you guys are tying him up in rope?
Yes.
I don't have any rope to do this with, so
I have rope.
okay, cool. I'll use that.
I'll get my rope back when we release him into the wild.
Okay, you tie him up. What do you do now?
Now we wait. Oh wait, can we go to the center?
I don't think we'll be very welcome.
You're like
They
so
all
many
ran
guys.
away. It seemed like all the Harrigans ran away.
As you look up towards the stump, maybe during the fight you might have caught a glimpse of a Harrigan or two looking over the side. As of now, you see no one looking over the side. There is still a faint light coming from up there.
Yeah.
And you see scattered around the stump where the planks of the tollway meet the stump, there are ladders that you can use to climb up the stump.
Perfect.
I don't think we're really in a place to chance another encounter. I say we just take Agden somewhere else to try and suss out something from him for now.
What?
I agree.
The truffles.
But the
Yeah, but we can talk to him and see if he can give us any information and possibly then bring him back and have a hostage trade over for the truffles.
Yeah.
Or we could do the hostage trade now and then just be done with the whole thing.
Whatever you guys want to do. Totally cool with me.
I mean, how about we go and see if there is anyone left?
I can sneak up.
Yeah, wait, Fred, you can fly.
Oh.
Yeah, but Fred can't tell us what he sees.
You can tell me. He understands yes or no questions. He'll be fine. Alright, can I get Fred to look up at the stump with flying since he's probably still in wildfire?
He is still in wildfire. How many rounds of combat? Yeah, no, it hasn't been. It's been like a minute. Plus, probably, I'd say, 10 minutes, you guys fucking around.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fred can fly. It'll take him a little bit.
Alright.
Fred
Yeah.
gets up here, and he sees a handful of herringans are still up here. Is this just a
Okay.
white? Is this one just a white square for you?
It's just a white square.
It is for
Perfect.
me too.
Yeah.
Good features. Good features.
Still a white square. That's weird.
There are a handful.
Oh my gosh, there's so many!
There are a handful of herringans up here. As Fred peeks over the side, they kind of go, ah! Because he's a fire demon. Let's see, how many brigands are supposed to be up? Let me see. Big stump. Oh, okay. So you see 6 herringans in total up here.
Alright, perfect.
You see 4 that are donning clubs and 2 that are donning bows.
Okay, well, the white squares are shaking for me, so that should be an accurate representation of their condition.
I don't know what's happening. Maybe I need to reload the page. I will do so.
Alright. I yell for Fred to come back.
He comes back.
Does he convey
Something
this?
went wrong.
There we go. Ask him 2 questions. I ask him if there's people still up there. And then how many? See how he responds.
I can't get to the whiteboard. Guys, don't leave the whiteboard. Yeah, Fred will scratch at the ground 6 times.
Okay. Wow. All right. So I convey that to my teammates. All right, y'all. There's still some up there, and it looks like he says there's about 6.
So, does someone want to go up there and talk to them? Or do we want to go and try and kill the rest? What is the plan gonna go from knowing that there are 6 left? I'll stay here with Scarf Man, because I am at 1 HP.
So is Stalker, and she's our best stalker.
Yeah.
How are you feeling, Daldrid? Would you like some heals? So I'll use my last one to heal you.
I mean, if we really want to go talk to people, sure, talk to people. Well, I'm currently at max damage. Oh wait, hold on. I should be at 18 damage, so I'm at 1 health currently. So if you're willing to give some heals and I go talk to these people, that's okay, I guess.
Wait,
I don't really know what I would say.
Can't we just take a bit to lick our wounds?
That would be nice.
And then come back, not tomorrow, but in an hour or 2? Get some of that short one.
Hey, can we bring Agden to Jingle Jangle?
That's a days away.
I also don't think Jingle Jangle would appreciate us
dragging this unconscious herring gun into bleeding all over her keys and everything into her house and being like, "Here, look at this one. We're gonna take a nap."
Mm-hmm.
We can make him apologize to Jingle Jangle.
Can we?
Yeah, Daldrid.
Yeah, but that's not a like she looks at him and he automatically does what we say thing.
True.
I'm just saying it's an option.
Jingle Jangle wanted us to beat up the Harringans, but I think getting an apology would, one, go over what really well with the trees, but also maybe with Jingle Jangle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what I'm saying.
Do we think we can get an apology out of this guy, though?
I don't know. You just know we're pretty safe at Jingle Jangle's place.
Yeah. Which is a day away. Maybe.
Most probably.
Either way, we need a rest. So whatever you guys pick, I'm down for.
Let's try that then. Let's drag the unconscious scarf man to our boat and head back to Jingle Jangles.
Unconscious scarf man. I love it.
Okay. As you guys begin to leave, a familiar voice calls from over the tree stump. Is Agden, is he alive?
Of course, we're not monsters.
Everyone else is dead, though.
Oh my god. In front of us.
My goodness.
We'll trade for him. Would you bring him up so we can see, and we'll trade for him back?
I thought there wasn't gonna be problems anymore. Clearly, there's some problems still.
Are you saying that to us or to the rabbit?
The rabbit, because it was a familiar voice. It was one of the brigands we let loose.
Oh, uh-huh.
Oh, but we did take their memories.
It is. You recognize this as Jezik, the leader of the brigands that you guys fought earlier.
Oh,
Well,
nice.
If we took their memories, how did he tell?
We only took Jezik's memory.
Oh, see?
And this is Jezik talking.
Yeah.
And this was Jezik that was talking and told Agden to get you guys at the beginning of the fight.
Yep.
Oh, so she remembers who we are.
Does.
So did we not actually take her memory?
She could be a fucking liar.
Yeah, are you a liar, bitch?
There wouldn't have been problems if she didn't remember, but she clearly remembered and made more problems for us.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have a fair parlay. No funny business.
No bunny business.
She just stares at you.
Alright, well, do we want to take a vote? Do we want to go up there and have no bunny business with these bunnies?
Why don't y'all go up there? Because we don't want to drag Agden up there and then them have everything there for them if they want it. I feel like that would be against.
Okay.
You
can tell them to come to us then.
Yeah, have I immediately forgot the rabbit's name. The liar bitch come down and talk to us.
So are you gonna call the Jezik and tell her something?
Someone should tell her.
Jessica, you come over here and talk to us, and we'll consider what you have to say. And you can see that Scarf Man is still alive.
She looks down at the battlefield, still strewn with the corpses of.
Yo.
Okay then. She looks behind her and nods. Slowly and carefully, they one by one come down the ladder. They have their weapons basically equipped, but not brandished.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jezek's still leading the pack. You see that none of the of the brigands, the 4 including Jezek, you don't recognize. They probably are the group that Jezek was with that's still alive. At least the rest of them that were still alive, maybe one extra. I don't remember how many were left alive. The snipers are not the 2 snipers from before.
Oh.
They're 2 different. You might just notice like they're wearing different clothes or something like that. Or, if you're keen, they did jump into the bog, and these Harringans are clean. Or at least as clean as a brigand can be. So Jessica will come down. Agden's alive then. She steps up. Can he not have Hunter's Mark anymore, or are you concentrating on that still?
Still concentrating.
You can still concentrate. I'll put it below him. She steps up and checks his vitals and feels that he's alive. Okay then. He's still alive. Oh god, I deleted one.
Oh god, yeah.
There we go. We don't have much, but we have a pile of trinkets and treasure up on the stump. You're more than welcome to take what you can carry. If you give us Agden back.
You got any truffles?
She looks behind her, and the Harrigans kind of whispered to each other. Then they whispered to Jezek. She goes, one of the bands brought back a couple of parcels. We hadn't gone through them yet. Not sure exactly what's in there.
Do you have any keys?
I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff up there. It's Agden's pile of treasures. I'm sure there's something.
Well, all you really want are the truffles, so.
I mean, we can look and see what else they have.
Jezek, you didn't give us your memories, did you?
No, I did not.
Oh.
As a sign of good faith, Daldrid, was it? Remove the stopper from that gourd.
I do so.
A memory goes back into your head.
Oh, well, hello.
You don't see anything. You maybe feel a surge of magic from your palm. But by removing the stopper, you've released the memory out. You gave her a memory of when you got the best gift that you'd ever gotten. And that memory pops back into your head as you remember. I think it was like getting your sword from your guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, she trolled you guys.
Mm-hmm. Just under my breath. Funny business.
Well, to tell you the truth, you all can't use the stopper. Only someone that I believe only Agden or someone he says can use it. You guys were trying to use it on me, and I just kind of used that to my advantage. You did kill half my troop and tied me up. It's not like I.
Mhm.
We did. We did it again with Agden. How things repeat themselves because of your actions.
She's sweating.
To be fair, we're pretty non-hostile. People start attacking us first.
Yeah.
Because like, what's it gonna take for you to stop robbing people?
Turn in you.
Well, we just do what Agden says, so.
So if we kill Agden, you'll stop robbing people?
Not that we're not that. That's not exactly what we're gonna do. But
Hypothetically.
you have to live your own life. You
Oh,
have to
Robert.
do what he says.
Yeah.
Who's he? He's some chump who's naked with a scarf around his neck.
Y'all are new around here.
Very.
It's not.
Yeah.
This place, it's changed. In the olden days, when Zybilna was still in power,
Hmm.
the laws of Prismir were taken very seriously. But after Bavlorna took control, it's kill or be killed out here. We banded together and we do what we do to survive. I wouldn't expect you all to understand. You've just gotten here.
Well, what if we told you that we wanted to get rid of... Who is it, Zybilma?
Bavlorna. Zybilma's already been gotten rid of.
We want to replace the current head with a better head. How about that?
Well,
She just. It's such a silly thing you just said. Even the fact that you murdered her friends, murdered another troop of her friends, and defeated her leader. And she still thinks it's so silly that you think you could defeat Bavlorna that she scoffs. Yeah. Best of luck to you. Now, can we get Agden back or not?
That's up to you guys.
yeah, I'm down.
Yeah. I mean, as long as we get what we want, then you can get what you want. And then you leave us alone.
Well, what do you want?
Ruffles.
Truffles and keys, we already told you.
We want. We also need. There's a waterway here that will take us to Bavlorna, and hey, that just if she does us in, then that means we can't harass you anymore, right?
Yeah, we can show you the way to Downfall. Not a problem.
Actually, do you have a map? Map would be pretty good.
No. It's, well, we could always point you down the waterway, or we could guide you. Not a problem.
We get Agden to guide us.
He's knocked out, so
Wait.
I won't answer for him.
Alright, I say we go and look in what they have to see if we find truffles or anything, and then we move on from there. Go up to the stump.
Bro,
Can we go
I
up to
can't
the
rotate
stump?
this guy back straight. It's gonna drive me fucking insane. Jose, put him back up, right? Oh, I found it. Fuck you.
Can we just all go into the stump then?
Yeah.
Collective? Let's
Yeah.
all rotate.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
bringing
you
myself.
Truffles and keys, you can look through the pile. Come on then. And they head back up the ladder.
Right, I'll follow right behind him.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, sure. I'll come.
Who's gonna carry Agden?
Not me.
I can carry Agnes. Oh, okay.
Not me.
Oh, yeah, Jose can't see him.
I'll
Fred
hold
can.
him.
Fred can see
Fred
him.
actually can
You
still
carry
see
him. We can get we can each get 2 limbs and
Yeah,
then
it's
carry
a
him that way.
Yeah, it's a little tricky up the rope, but you guys can finagle it. Like, you like kind of satchel into Daldrid's back, and Daldrid clambers up the rope, and Chip's there at the top to kind of lug them both back up onto the tree stump.
Backpack.
Oh no! Stop!
Yeah,
no, no,
backpack.
no,
Return of backpack.
Dex, are you going up to the tree too?
Yeah, I'm going.
Okay. Do I have a thing to read to you guys? I do not. The encampment at the top is just a mismatch of patchwork tents, as you can see. A carved wooden throne sits in the middle-ish. It's probably this red tent right here. Underneath it is a carved wooden throne. Piled around the throne are scores of trinkets stolen from travelers. Are you guys going to go investigate the trinkets?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
I'll stay with the body.
You're going to stay with Agden?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody up there? There are basically useless. It's basically a pile of useless trinkets. You
Nice.
do see a small bag of truffle. A small bag. You open it up and it's full of truffles.
I take that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take it all.
Are there any keys?
I'm gonna look at the Feywild trinkets table to see if there are any keys. I don't even know where that table is. Here it is. Oh god, there's 100 things here. You find a piano key.
I mean, that's a key. I'll take that.
Jingle people might have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a piano key. It's carved from as you hold it, it's carved from a satyr's satire, S-A-T-Y-R.
Satyr.
Here.
A satyr's horn. I know we just did that last episode, but I don't see anything that says that there's a key, so I'm gonna say you don't find any traditional keys. If anybody else would like, you may pick out a trinket from the pile. I will give you a couple. If I'll roll one for you. If you don't like it, I can roll one more time.
Okay.
Would anybody like a trinket?
Sure.
I rolled a 16.
It's on a D100, bud. So
Alright.
I'll roll it for you. So who wants it?
I
Me.
got so many dice.
Okay, I'll roll for Daldrid.
Alright, here's 80. So now I
roll
need...
that again to make sure. Okay, yeah, it's working. Daldrid, you got 4.
Okay.
4 is. Oh, I stand corrected. Daldrid, you find a painted wooden key whose
Aw.
teeth change configuration every day at dawn.
Oh, that's cool.
That is really cool.
Got a 64.
64. Daldrid, are you taking the wooden key?
Oh yeah.
64 is actually the piano key.
Wow.
Chip already picked it. Who picked up? Did someone pick up the piano key?
Did.
Chip did.
I'll roll again.
Yeah.
Got 62.
62 is a tinted glass monocle that makes things look green.
Take it.
Okay. All these trinkets.
Are you gonna wear it?
No, I'm gonna put it on Fred. Idiot.
Wow.
All these trinkets are 0 weight. You can just add them to your equipment, your inventory, or whatever.
Okay. 2d10. I got 28.
A tiny clockwork dragonfly that slowly
That's
beats
cool.
its wings, but can't fly when wound up.
Ooh, that's fun.
Little mechanical toy.
Good.
I like it. I go over to Daldrid and say, "This goes into the magic bag." And put it in my bag that Daldrid's holding.
The bag has a potato inside.
The bag has a potato inside.
Good.
The brigands are still kind of looking at you nervously. All right. Can we have Agden back now?
Do a
How do
perception
we
check.
get his scarf off, hypothetically?
You don't. He can't take it off. It's
Oh.
Why?
essentially it's a curse.
What does it curse him with other than wearing a cool scarf?
Well, he can't take it off. At least that's what he told us. He can't take it off. It can't be taken off of him. He says even if he's dead. Obviously, we don't know, but we don't want to learn. So
what's the curse though? It's just that it can't be taken off?
yeah. Well, once she kind of looks around like she's looking for Agden. The story goes that when Zybilna ruled the place with a strict hand, Agden jumped all around the various Feywild domains, being himself a trickster, a thief. But when Zybilna caught him in Prismere, she cursed his scarf so that he could never take it off. Then she nailed the scarf to a tree and told the tree to grow into the sky. And Agden stayed there for a very, very long time. Until Bavlorna came about.
Right, sounds good.
Alright. Good to know. Thank you.
Toss it into the fire in the middle.
Wow.
No.
No, we do not.
You cannot throw a 100-pound body that far.
What?
Because we're gonna take down Bavlorna because she has a weakness. She and her other Bavlornas. And
okay then.
Shall we be on our merry way? We got the
Yeah.
truffles.
Got the truffles.
make sure, yeah, we're good. Just don't bother us again, please.
Or we'll finish the job.
You can do so much better.
Yeah.
Where's the waterway?
Oh, to Downfall.
Yeah.
She points you to a waterway that leads. Let me look at the map. I think it's west. Northwest, yeah. So, if you leave from here now, and she points to a waterway to the northwest, and you drive your skiff around the stump over there, and ride that, and just go straight on that the river there, you'll reach Downfall.
Okay.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yep.
Behave. Okay, bye.
All right, we go on our merry way.
Okay. What are you guys doing?
We go back to Jingle Jangle's place.
Yeah.
Are you going back to Telemy Hill?
Yeah. Hopefully, it's gonna be in the same spot.
Uh-huh.
As you guys get in your, so you're all getting in the raft.
Yes.
Yeah.
As you guys get in the raft and you kind of push off and get away from Briggands Tollway, like Briggands Tollway is like sunken a little bit into the swamp, so it's there's like a thin layer of water all around it, so you can almost always ride a raft or a skiff around the tollway. It has a couple of waterways that lead in and out, so you know, you could come in from a waterway to the south, be on, you know, ride around the tollway and then go out towards Downfall or something like that.
Okay.
You guys did not come that way. You guys kind of luckily came during a high water, and you kind of just went straight from Telemy Hill. You guys could try to take the as you kind of retrace your steps, you find that the water has gone down, and it's and if you continue to drive your skiff, you'd put it ashore, basically.
Mm-hmm.
You do see that to the east, you could jump into a waterway that seems to go south, but you've never taken it before, so you don't know. So you're at a bit of a crossroads. Are you going? If you go the way you came, well, one, it's the evening now. All the business with the brigands. You guys got here at like 6 p.m. I'm gonna say all that business going up and down, searching through the trinkets after the fight. It's about 8 p.m. now. So, the sun is setting. It's getting dark. You can you can continue onward. If you want to, it would be, you could either set down the waterway that you don't know about, or you could walk through the swamp and leave your raft behind or carry it again.
Go the way we know and just carry it again.
Yeah, isn't there supposed to be like an inn or something that pops up? Right. It's just gonna be like, oh, night.
It's like the inn of requirement.
Yeah, exactly.
I was just gonna say, can we just like bunk with the brigands for a night, but like we all keep watch?
Don't think that's a good idea.
No.
I don't know.
I don't know how sorely Agden's gonna take his defeat, but I can't imagine that it'll be too well.
True.
I think we should let's go back from whence we came.
Sorry. If anyone's hungry, these berries, they're mighty tasty.
Okay. I have to see what you guys are doing. Let's see. Let's see how long it is to Telemy Hill. Wasn't this like a day's walk? Or half a day's walk?
It was a few hours, and then we got really lucky with the water.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see
We had
how-
the raft.
That's 5 miles. That's 10 miles. So it's 14 miles away.
It's not bad.
On the in the swamp, you move at half speed.
Yeah.
Let me get a little piece of paper out again, or a notepad out again. Okay. So you guys are gonna. So you're starting at 8 p.m. You're gonna walk uninterrupted for an hour. So it is now 9 p.m. Let's see how far you guys got in that hour. Travel pace. Normal pace. You would get 3 miles, but you move at half speed, so you get a mile and a half in an hour. So it's 9 p.m. and you guys have 12 and a half miles to go. That was the first hour. No,
Right, and which way are we traveling?
You're going basically south, very south, slightly southeast.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I don't know.
You definitely don't know.
Are we there yet?
I don't think we've left yet, y'all.
After the first hour, you guys notice the water level starts to change. In about 2 minutes, the water gets up to where you can sail again.
Nice.
Bless.
Let's see. Yeah, you guys. Good thing you're carrying the boat. Boat. What did I say I gave you guys last time?
Gives us
I don't
trip.
remember.
I gave you a rowboat.
Is it
Didn't I?
rowboat? Yeah. I think it was rowboat.
Mm-hmm.
No, because it was the one that you push with a stick, not rowing.
Yeah, but they don't have a raft.
Gotcha.
D&D does not have a raft-like vehicle.
Yeah. Okay.
So I wanted to see how travel pace 3 miles per hour.
Very good.
Okay. Yeah, good enough for me. Okay, 3 miles per hour. See how long this is gonna last. Three hours. So you get another 9 miles.
That's pretty good. That's very good.
Mm-hmm.
3.5 miles. In 3 hours, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's now midnight. You guys made good pace. You got about 3.5 miles to go. Before the water starts to give way again. And in the next 7 minutes, you sink into the mud.
Oh, oof.
So close, y'all.
The boat's sunken and stuck into the mud at this point.
So we-
you guys need to make some athletics checks to get it out.
Alright, I'm good at athletics.
I'm good at athletics.
Everyone that's at 1 HP, please make your athletics checks at a disadvantage. It's midnight and you guys are at 1 HP.
But can any of that trip have been a short rest?
No.
Sure. Someone has to push the
row.
boat, but you
I
have
think-
1 stick.
I can push the boat. I don't need a short rest.
Okay.
Is it?
If you guys want a short rest while you're strolling down the river, I believe you have 2 hit dice to roll
Yeah.
for healing.
Nice.
You guys do that.
Heal your healing, healers.
What's my hit dice?
D10?
D10?
I don't know.
How do I know how many I have?
It's
You
your
have-
level.
You have as many as your character level,
Oh, okay.
and it's your base, basically your base HP.
Okay.
Your base HP stat is 10, so it's a D10.
Okay.
My base HP is 8.
So yours would be a D8.
Oh, I got a 5.
So you can
Better
heal
than
5
nothing.
HP.
So it's 2 dice, 2 8, 2 D8.
Up to 2 D8.
Okay. I got 13.
You can heal up to 13.
I shall do that. I was close to death.
Do I also, or is it only for people who can heal, or is it
No.
the
You can,
the rest heals?
Yeah, it's a short rest. Yeah, you're healing yourself with your resting.
Okay. My HP is 16.
What's your on your stats page? What's your base HP? I think it should be 8. I'll look.
Base.
Base HP is 8.
8. I have a D8.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. 7.
So you can heal up to 7. Okay. Team, make a group athletics check for me.
Oh. Athletics, no good. Where is it?
Oh.
Oh, I got a 17 plus 0.
I got an 11.
Nice.
I got a 13 plus 6.
Okay.
I'll just sit this one out, guys. Don't worry about it. You got this.
In not much
Yeah.
time, you're able to get the boat out of the mud and back onto your heads, and you guys can walk it back to Telemy Hill.
Nice.
Let's see how long this weather's going to last, huh? Okay, you guys have 4 hours of travel at 1.5 speed. That's 2 hours for 3. After like 2.5 hours, you guys make it back to Telemy Hill. No, I guess I should put Telemy Hill on the map. So yeah, you arrive back at Telemy Hill. You're greeted by the trees, who see that you're beaten up and ragged and have been traveling all day, and it's like 2 in the morning. They say Jingle Jangle is likely already asleep, but knowing that you are good friends, you guys may hop on and store your boat and rest for the day.
We can just rest wherever we are, right?
Rest for the night. Yeah, you can rest, just on the hill.
Nice.
Thanks. Thanks, trees.
Yeah, you can make camp on the hill. You don't have to walk to the top.
Hi.
Yay.
All right. I think we should do that and call it. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna have to get the downfall. Good. I wasn't ready for downfall. I'm surprised how long combat took.
How long? Yeah. There were 9. There were 9 guys.
Yeah, but like
Also, we all just kept dying.
you killed them.
That
all
made it
first-
longer.
Yeah, the first rotation, we killed half of them, and then Agden decided to go like brand.
Agden Longscar. What is it? What is this called? So yeah, you guys get your long rest. You're good.
Okay, reset my
So
Yeah.
For your long rest, put yourself at 0 damage. Jose, no, not yet. You can, and all your limited use skills and spell slots, you can go back to full.
Okay, cool.
I was going to say the brand is removed, but it is not. It takes about 24 hours.
It's okay, I can wait. If I brand myself, can I see me?
You do not know.
Or do I not have the magical abilities?
Throughout the whole travel, the branding iron has done nothing for you.
It's okay. It's still a weapon.
Not even I'm giving it to you that it's a club, but it's basically not. It's just a club. which is a mundane weapon.
Can I heat it up?
It's technically it's a metal club, so yes.
Nice.
What did they call this? An encounter balancer? What is it called, Yancey?
I don't know.
Or
What do you mean?
balancer? Like to look up encounter calculator. That'll work.
Ah.
Number of characters 4. Character level 2. Add. No. Number of monsters 1. Monster XP. Let's look at Agden Longstaff.
Oh.
He is worth 450 XP.
Oh.
Add row. There was 3 brigands. No, there were 6 brigands. Add row. And 2 snipers. Let's go to my DM screen. The brigands are worth 25 XP. And the snipers are worth 25, I'm guessing. 50.
Honestly, they hit much harder.
Calculate.
And they could hide.
Okay. That was considered a deadly encounter.
Nice.
Which is that, so for a group of 4 level 2 characters, an easy encounter would be approximately 200 XP worth of monsters or combatants. Medium would be 400, hard would be 600, and deadly is 800 and above. Since you guys fought nine characters, there's 660 XP, but because of the amount of monsters and the amount of you, there's a difficulty multiplier of 2.5, which adjusts the difficulty rating to 1650 XP.
Oh my god. That's deadly.
That was a very deadly encounter.
Yeah.
But we did it!
You know, Frank stepped up when Chip couldn't.
Wow.
Wow.
We could have died.
You got so. Should I spill the sauce? Yeah, I'll spill the sauce. Even if you guys come back here, I'm gonna give you the ability to just quietly move around the tollway. So if you would have, if you had just killed Agden and left him dead, all of his followers would have been dejected and left. But since you kept him alive, but he was not conscious, I had to roleplay what they would do, and I thought they would want him back. The book only gives you 2 options. He's dead. He's dead. He's alive. Sorry, 3 options. Or you guys lose. If you guys lose, you are captured and taken to Downfall.
Oh boy. Yep.
That's why you guys were left alive. The brigands wanted to knock you out, steal from you, and then you would have been taken to Downfall as prisoner. If you would have grabbed Agden's long scarf and been able to keep a hold of it for 1 round, he would have immediately surrendered.
Oh, no, that's what would happen.
Being alive, defeating Agden and him being alive, all of his followers would have shunned him. He would have left, and they would have thought you guys were really cool, and showed you guys to Downfall.
That's funny.
They would have basically given you props for making him cry like a baby. But you were in a weird spot where he was not dead and not conscious. If you guys would have hung around and played it in a different way, I would have wanted that to play out, and him wake up and be captured and basically have the same kind of reaction he would if his scarf was grabbed. And then they would have been like, "Oh, you're a fucking baby. Kick him off the tree stump. You guys are the cool ones now." But you guys played it your way. You traded for some trinkets and some information on how to get to Downfall. And you told them to get their act together.
Yeah, I'm very disappointed in you, Harangon, that I can't remember your name.
Jesse. I was surprised how well the snipers did.
Oh my god.
Kept critting!
Oh, it's one
You
of them.
kept critting!
One of them crit twice in a row. There is that. The other thing, the snipers only had 4 HP.
Wow.
So if you guys
Oh,
would have been able to
God.
hit them, they would have died.
Wow.
Oh, sorry. I gave them a buff. I gave them... No, I didn't. I gave them... What's their minimum HP roll? So I rolled everybody's HP. So Agden actually rolled a little low, but not terribly low. I was worried about you guys wiping on this encounter. Or like... You guys were close to wiping. I thought about if I gave Agden... So, like, in the book, right? Agden has an HP and then, like, an amount of dice next to it. So Agden has 36 hit points or 8d8. So I'm always going to roll because I like the randomness. So I rolled him at like 32 or something like that. So he was a little bit lower. But your last hit crit. So if he had his base HP 36, you would have killed him. So you did not get baby mode Agden. You won fair and square. The Harrington snipers are supposed to have 9 HP or 2d8, so they rolled low. The snipers had 5 HP, so they were basically one-shottable. The Briggands also are supposed to have 9 HP, but they all had 8 because I rolled a little low.
Oh, 8 was perfect for Fred, too.
But you guys kept doing exactly 8 damage.
God, dude.
But
I did so much damage.
Yeah, Fred. Yeah, you're a caster, bro. You're a fire caster. You deal damage. Chip, you take rocks. That's what you do. Yeah, I think those are all the secrets of Briggands Tollway. It is
Nice.
It is kind of a lame place. Like there's no like treasure or anything. To
What
find.
do you mean? We got truffles and keys.
You got truffles and some bullshit. That is true.
Yeah.
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 And since you guys didn't befriend the Briggands, they didn't give you more information.
Wanted.
Basically, by not killing Agden, by not having Agden be conscious, you guys missed out on a little bit of information. But that's pretty
That's
much
what I
it.
figured. That's what I figured. I wanted to wait.
But not from Agden, from the other Briggands. Basically, being captured and tied up and conscious, he would have broken down and like cried and begged to be let go. Because he spent a very long time nailed to a tree, unable to move. After being himself and moving very fast and stealing everything. So he's terrified of being captured and having his scarf taken away and all that stuff. So he would have... So, like, within one round of being scarf grabbed, he would have immediately broken down and surrendered and begged for his life. So being fully tied up and captured, I would have done the same thing and have him just beg for his life. In which case the Briggands would have shunned him for being a baby, and they would have been like, "Hey, you guys are cool, even though you killed everyone we love."
What would have happened had Chip just had him grappled the entire time?
It was very unlikely, because Agden has a +7 to acrobatics.
+6 to acrobatics. So we're pretty close.
You do an athletics check, right? Which is your which is your +6. It's just unlikely. Just the numbers don't you have to roll high and he has to roll low, basically, right? So he just needs to roll. He just needs to roll 1 above you to break free. So just the likelihood of that happening is basically 50-50.
Oh, 1 below because he has 1 more than her. So.
Oh yeah, so he just has to tie you or better. So it's probably close to it's pretty close to 50-50 each turn he gets out. and so if you had him grappled for like a full round, I probably would have pointed out the scarf again. Maybe given you like a little hint saying like, you know, the scarf is like right there, and he seems to like be trying to get it out of your reach or something like that. Yeah, if you had grappled him, I think that's a great idea. Trying to keep him still. But that branding iron is no joke.
Oh,
No
Yep.
joke. 3d6 fire damage on hit.
Oof.
Next time. What are we doing for next time, guys? May.
Oh,
What are we looking at for May?
Let's see. I don't have like my calendar out, but I don't think we have any conflicts, except I wouldn't be able to do the weekend. Like I wouldn't be able to do the 21st probably. May 21st.
Is that your sister's thing?
Yeah, the 20th is her graduation, and the 21st that would be the day I come home. So
What about the first 2 weeks of May?
I'm
I
fine.
don't.
So 2 weeks
I'm
from
fine
now
with
will be the 7th?
That was Astral Sea, I believe.
Astral Sea is the 7th?
I think that's what is written. Honey, if you want to get my planner, it's in the living room, on the tray on the couch, and then you would be able to see. At least for us.
Okay. Yancey, do you know what Astral? Do you? I didn't see it in the channel. Do you know what Astral Sea is?
Nope. Not the 7th is free for Wildlight.
Okay. 7th good for everybody?
Yeah.
Kim, do you
Yeah.
still need to check the thing?
Huh?
Do you still want to check your planner for May 7th?
I mean, if you want to check it, that's fine. I mean, I'm fine. I think the only thing that I had written down was Astral Sea ?
Yeah, I think that's true. Okay, I'm gonna lock in 7th then.
Cool.
Yay!
Voice channel while we on the Witchlight. May 7th at we good for 4 p.m. again?
Yeah.
Yancey 4 is good?
4 is good.
Okay. Great. Okay, and then we'll talk about it May 7th. We'll talk about the next one.
Do we want to tentatively put down something that's not
the next normal date would be May 21st.
right?
But that's
Kim.
Kim's bad date. So maybe May 28th?
Oh,
Um,
yeah, we can do that. It depends.
I think so. Mom is trying to do a graduation party for Emily. I still don't know whether that's the 28th or the June 4th yet.
Okay. So
Why don't we do the 14th then? Even though it's 2 weeks in a row, if no one has a conflict.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
works.
we'll put a tentative on the 14th.
Sure.
Just because I don't want to burn out.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
after the 7th, we'll just check in on the 28th.
Oh, we have
if
the
the,
street festival on 7th.
Time.
Probably most of the day.
Oh, yeah.
so 7th does not work now?
What about Sunday?
Sunday's fine.
Is it just for that day that the festival's going on?
You could do the 8th. That works.
Will the 8th work?
Yancey, do we have campaign on the 8th?
We do, but if we do campaign on the 7th, then we can do Witchlight on the 8th.
That's true.
As long as that works for Nessa and...
I
Yeah.
made sure Nessa was already free, so...
Oh, sweet.
Okay, so we'll edit. So next session will be on episode 7 will be on May 8th on a Sunday. And then we'll hold the 14th as most likely.
Yeah.
But we'll check in on the 8th and see how the
Sure.
28th looks.
Yeah.
And if the
Yeah,
28th
good.
is free, we'll move it to the 28th. If not, we'll keep it on the 14th.
Cool.
Everybody
Yeah.
clear?
Yeah.
Oh.
Everybody know what the
Yeah.
fuck's going on?
We got it.
Okay. Thank you guys for playing. It was very fun.
Yeah.
Yay.
I can't believe you guys didn't die.
Woohoo!
Good job, Fred. Fred MVP.
Thank you, Fred. You did it.
Mhm. Fred is a good heavy hitter.
I was also there.
You were also there.
Yeah.
Logan.
I know.
You were
You
like
stopped him from moving for the first turn because like he was gonna fucking stab me if
Steven.
had you not grappled him. So
You were like
yes.
one brain cell away from winning the entire encounter in the first turn.
Yeah. Almost had it.
You were like one. You're like, I wanna grapple him by the scarf, and I was like, okay, you can grapple him, or you can try to grab the scarf, and you went for the grapple. If you had tried to grab the scarf, and you had won like you'd won the grapple, because it's basically the same check, you would have won the encounter.
Crazy.
Almost, very close. Instead, you got a bunch of rocks thrown at you.
Aw.
Yeah.
Instant death.
Okay.
All right.
Unless anybody has anything else, Jose, are you done for the night? Or are you gonna play games?
I'm probably gonna play games. I just got food, so I'm gonna eat first.
Okay, let me know if you want to play some Breastiny.
Okay. I'll see
Bye,
you in a bit.
everybody.
Bye.
Yay.
Bye.